Hey, how are you, Petty?
Howdy, I'm well.
Is my mic good?
Yes.
It's my all right. How are you? How are you?
40 hours in, same old.
Period. As you should. 40 hours in sounds good. Sorrel juice, by the way.
Sorry.
Welcome, everyone.
That's the red Kool-Aid, or which one was it?
It's you can't read it. It's sorrel and ginger.
I feel like that bottle's old and you just put Kool-Aid in it. Did I guess right?
No, absolutely not. Let's talk about your here. So you got a comment. Do you remember what that comment said?
I'm looking for it now. I got a comment that said, should I blur out the name?
No. Yeah, if you can, quickly.
Nope, I can't. Oh, well.
Nope, they commented publicly.
It is what it is. So, I lied. I don't have it up currently. Now I have it up. Now I'm going to take a screenshot. Now I'm going to put that screenshot on screen. So first of all, this was in my potentially inappropriate comments, which you should know as a YouTuber, that YouTube separates regular comments and then comments that they feel like might be extreme or vulgar or inappropriate. They put in a section for me or my moderators to review. So let's look at said comment, because I need to understand why it was in the thingamabop. I don't know how to share it. I have no idea how to share it. Oh, here we go. That's so small. Let me see if I can bump it up. Please do something with your hair. The first time I experienced you was when you were on Themis's panel, What a Disaster of a Broccoli. People would take you more seriously if you represent yourself in a more professional life. You had a lot of interesting things and intelligent things. That's it. That's the comment.
Oh,
this was on my channel. I was like, what?
How did that make you feel?
That made me feel ghetto and ratchet.
And what did you decide to do about it?
I made my hair more nappy.
And you think that was a good call?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to please the public?
Huh?
You're not going to please the public?
No.
Aren't you an entertainer? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Please the public?
Entertaining? I don't entertain people. I just show up online. That's it. That's all. Just a guy who goes online from time to time.
All right, so you're doing well. It doesn't bother you that people think your hair look like broccoli and therefore they don't want to listen to you, because even though you might have something to share, it's not useful because of your presentation.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't matter?
Nope.
All right. Well, on that sad note, I think we should do Fresh and Fit last, because we're going to quickly go through some of these things. Did you hear about Halle Berry? Petty, I woke up like this blues mama. Brilliant. I'll talk about my time at blues concert on Friday. I won't talk about it now because Petty definitely didn't ask me how I was doing, but it's too far gone now.
Nope. Y'all went straight into hair. Y'all was ready to attack like vicious animals.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's just how the Themis and the audience is. Sorry.
Thank you, Chubby Chen. 13 months. What do you mean by that's how Themis and Toth audience is? Because
Themis and Thoth's audience always go attack black hair.
no, you've been taking shots at my audience, and I don't particularly like it.
But do they like it? I feel like we have like a back and forth relationship. That's how I feel.
Drop a 1 in the chat if you like it, and drop a 2 if you do not. By the way, welcome, Sinji. Welcome. I have something. So, Sin, I don't know how much I can say about like, because I was watching a live stream of yours and you said something, and there are people in your chat saying something. Y'all call Travis Scott a
A goofball?
yeah, no, a low level warlock. They were calling Travis Scott a low level dusty warlock. And I want to know why, but I mean, I know why, because he's been doing sacrifices and his career is stagnant still. That's what they said, not my words, theirs. Oh, thank you. Welcome, Sin. I appreciate you for being here. You know why. All right. So did you hear about Halle Berry?
I heard that she's very pretty. People tell me that a lot.
Apparently, she has to pay a ton of
Wait,
money now.
Halle Berry or Halle Bailey?
Girl, well, she too will have to pay a bunch of money if what we get into is going to be true. But I'm a wait on that. And we're gonna y'all drag Sin for that. Apparently, they were they were discussing the fact that Beyonce is a witch and Travis Scott got thrown in there. But I'll discuss all of it on Friday. Halle Berry, the actress, well, both of them are actress. The non-singing actress, she has to pay $8,000 a month to her baby daddy. And so that just kind of came out today. I just saw it and wanted to know if you've heard about it. How do you feel about it? What do you think about like successful women dating down? I know
I
you're a
guess
50-50 person.
I guess it has to do with how they divvy up their household and financial stuff. I think if he's taking care of the children or doing the bulk of the domestic stuff, and that was their arrangement for a really long time, maybe prior to divorce, then it makes sense. If not, probably whoever was taking care of the children more should get the court proceedings or whatever, or 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 if they both take care of bills and childcare equally, I guess whoever make more would pay the person who makes lower some amount, but probably less than if they had full custody. That is my answer. I of course think all women should date down because somebody said, who said this? Tiffany Haddish, I think she's making a docu-series on giving homeless men a chance. So I'm gonna listen to what she's saying, and we need to sometimes just look at someone's heart and not how they're doing. Yep.
So
Or
you
that's what
don't
she
think
said.
that you don't you you, you don't think there's something fundamentally wrong with them with a man take well she has to pay him 4.3% of any income she receives over 2.2 million.
Oh, that seems like a less bigger deal than I thought. Like
That would
annually or daily, or
any money she makes over 2 million.
and he just
She
gets
has
5% of it.
4.3%, but yeah, 4.3.
I feel like that's reasonable. Is it like alimony? Is it child care? What is it?
Just income, girl.
That sounds
Just
weird.
spousal
I don't know.
support.
I don't know. That sounds weird. If it's not for like if it's not for alimony or child care, I don't know why. I just don't know why.
All right.
The
I'm
judge
trying
is
to
not
be
in.
sensitive. No, I'm trying to be sensitive because I know there's a lot of women who are dating and married to men who they make more money than, and so I don't want to I don't want it to seem like I believe that women. I don't give advice, but I don't want it to seem like I think women should not date down or women should only date up. Like in my life, that's what I want every woman to do in my life. But I know that's not reality. And I don't want to talk poorly about the women who've chosen to date men who are not um, on their on their level. However, does this not scare women? Like I don't understand how anyone would be like okay with. I thought bandits were the only one who have to pay child support, though, right? Right? Because let them tell it that men are getting taken to the ringers and getting money. And you said something that I think is true, which is I think when we look at the breakdown, if we ever get a chance to look at the breakdown, I predict that the group of women who will be paying the most in alimony and child support will be black women. I've not looked this up. I have not looked this up, but I bet you if they break down by gender and race regarding who pays alimony and child support, which group of women do that the most, I fear. I would hope black women don't come out on top. That's not a list you want to be the top of, but maybe you do. But I fear that might be what happened. Themis, this is a safe space. Just be direct. No, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I'm on a cleansing journey. I'm on a journey. How is birthing and caring for a child and paying child support right? Answer this, Petty,
If he's doing childcare, the bulk of childcare, maybe.
because it's the hardest job in the world. You're playing too much. Be Sinclair. You're not about to say it. Is this what you truly believe?
That parenting is the hardest job in the world.
No, I'm not asking you that question. I'm asking you, do you not, is there no part of you that's like grossed out a little bit when you see women have to like pay men? Um,
I think it's a regular situation, especially for rich people like this. I think they're both rich and they're both probably going to be fine. I don't think 4% over 2 million is like the end of the world. I don't
no,
know if
no, 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 no. I'm not talking about them specifically. I'm talking about a more general concept of like the man gets to stay. I don't want to say gets to stay at his own home and gets paid by the woman. Do you find that odd at all? Just at all? Because I feel like there is a double standard that I have, and I have it, and I'm owning that I have it. But it feels weird to see a grown man getting paid like this.
why make the gender difference. I guess would be my
Because
question.
particularly if there's a child involved, the man did not have that child.
Okay, so you feel that the birth is unequal, so that needs to be financially compensated.
It's not even just that. It's I've grown up in a society where I believe people should go to work, right? And men should go to work.
So he's unemployed.
I feel like men should go to work, and you shouldn't be taking people's money.
If he's unemployed, then I don't know. Maybe she has a case that he's like. I hear some people like quit their job and start pretending they don't have money or working under the table so that they can suck their partner dry during a divorce. Or
Yeah. So I'm asking you a personal question. Do you find does any part of you get the ick? I think the word is when you see a man trying to get child support from the woman and spousal support.
I guess so, because every time I look in the comments of something like this, it's always guys who are like city boys up or something like that. So it does feel malicious. I don't think I have an issue with the system working in this way. Usually it'll be the richer person paying the poorer person, regardless of their gender. But it doesn't feel like I can see an instance of a man doing this where men aren't like celebrating that they're siphoning money from someone. So I guess in that type of malicious framing, yeah, I get the ick.
All right, good. It should not scare women in this case because if they choose not to be the primary caregiver for their child, then they should expect the primary caregiver to give support upon separation. Um, well, I believe child support is different. It's not for the other spouse; it's for the child. Spousal support, it just feels odd, particularly if you're an able-bodied man. Like I understand if you quit your job to be at home and didn't have any access, and so you were the caregiver at home and the women went to work. In that kind of separation, I do believe you're entitled to some help because you have made that kind of arrangement. It just seems odd that a grown man who can work is just still begging for money. And that's how I see it, because that's how I see it. Thank you, Jane. You don't need to look it up. We already know black women are paying the most alimony and sales of child support of all women. Yep. Thank you. Well, confirmed. All right. I'm going to let this go because I just brought it up because I wanted your opinion because I know you're the 50-50 king and you're the feminist here. So I just needed to bring that up.
I thought
All
her
right.
child was I thought her children were adopted. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even know she was giving birth before. I've never seen Holly Berry pregnant.
Oh, period. She was gone. I pulled it back. I didn't cut it. All right. Cool. Quickly, before we get into the actual topics for today, did you hear about Lizzo? What is your opinion on Lizzo? Because I read through the complaint. I read through um, I read through the complaint. I read her response. I listened to her response, and I listened to a bunch of the interviews. And well, first, tell me your opinion of it if you've heard anything about it,
Haven't
and then
heard
we'll talk.
haven't heard anything updated since the initial allegation of the banana or whatever happened with the fruit.
All
So
right.
I assume it's the same stuff, right?
Yeah, they apparently she has been fat shaming some of her dancers. She put them in quote unquote uncomfortable situation. She brought them to strip clubs without them knowing it was a strip club that they went to. And someone said hostile working environment. There's also claims about a stripper with a banana, whatever. And so they're suing her. And she now filed a countersuit. And I think there is a bunch of layers here. And I feel like we don't get to talk about the nuances because I think we think of villains as obvious and overt, and there's no kind of gray area. And I don't think this is true, at least in this case. But what are your you don't have? Do you have opinions on this?
Strong opinions. I mean, maybe she's projecting. Maybe they're lying. Maybe it's maybe there's like good hard evidence. I don't know. I really don't.
So from the complaint and from the interview, it seems like they're saying they felt pressured, right? In this hostile environment, there is a power imbalance that exists. And I recognize this power imbalance with the worker, the employees, and the employer, that is Lizzo. I think Lizzo was wrong in blurring the lines between work relationship that is professional and friendships. I think at the core of all of this, I think that's what is happening. I don't think she is malicious. Well, I don't know her, but based on their interview, based on what she said, it doesn't seem like she was trying to be malicious. I think she was trying to be this fun celebrity who have her dancers go about them. And then in one of the documentaries, I watched part of this, so let me not go there. When she was talking about, Lizzo was talking about how these girls need to be able to dance and keep up and keep up and keep up with her. I don't see that as fat shaming. Lizzo performs. Like, I've not been to a Lizzo concert, but I've seen it on YouTube. She performs. And even people who are saying, oh, she's big, she's big, she's big, she's doing things on stage that most people can't do. And her dancers also have to keep up. So the idea that she's telling them, you're slowing down, you're not keeping up, you're not keeping up, I don't know if that's fat shaming. I don't know how to interpret their words versus hers and what I saw in the competition. Look out for the big girls. It sounds like she was saying you need to be able to do this. If you can't do this, you can't come on tour. You have to go home. And it was that kind of pressure about being able to keep up, not about your body size.
Look, I went through a dance mom's phase. I think when I was like 12. I don't know why my mom had me watching Dance Mom so much. Actually, I do know why. We only had one TV, so I didn't have a choice. But the things that I see Abby, the teacher on that show, put the children through is like really exhausting, but she's also like, you can leave anytime. I think we can apply a reasonable man standard here. Is she like going around calling people Big Bertha and insulting them in their weight? Or is she like, we have a regimen here that you have to be able to keep up with? Because I have seen Lizzo too. And she moves more than Beyonce. I think we can all agree here.
No, girl, don't even try it. We're not doing this. We're not going in there.
I'm just saying what I saw.
Nope, you
And
didn't see that.
and for a lower price, which is amazing. So you get more movement.
So, did you just call Lizzo the discount Beyonce? All right, girl, period.
Like I just said, she moves more.
That's what you said, not me. Continue.
Okay, but I think those twins are gonna move more than anybody, then Lizzo, then Beyonce, but not Rihanna. So all I know is she moves around a lot and she has a certain standard that needs to be met. She's able to meet that standard, and obviously she's not like slim. So I don't have a reasonable suspicion. I mean, maybe I didn't see what the exact allegations were that they're making against her. I don't know that what type of language they're saying she's using, what words she's saying, and how, if she's being disrespectful towards them. So I would need to see that directly for me to be able to say, okay, would a reasonable person assume that this is like fat shaming, fat phobia, or whatever, disrespectful language, or is this just an employer who's like, we have a standard here?
Yeah, all right. So it sounds like it's an employer that has a standard. That's what it sounds like. And it sounds like she's really hard on her dancers because she wants them to be great. That's how I interpreted all of that. Now, the second claim, because the banana thing, there is no defense of that. But how do I put this? The claim that you feel pressured into doing a lot of things with Lizzo, I think might be true. Again, this is all of this is a big allegedly, but also like a bunch of speculation based on the complaint that they submitted. The issue is, we recognize, and this is why Lizzo is filing a countersuit, right? We recognize that when you are with a celebrity, a bunch of these people will do whatever it takes to be in the good grace of the celebrity or whatever they think the celebrity needs, right? So they won't object, they won't stand firm in anything, they will say yes to absolutely everything, they will pretend like they're enjoying things that they're not enjoying, and then after things go sour, they go back and say, oh, I hated that, I felt compelled to do that. And I don't want to dismiss the power dynamic, but I also don't want to just completely ignore the reality that it might be a blurred line. However, with that blurred line, I don't put the responsibility on the employees. I put it on the employer. I put it on the person who has the most power. And so while I can recognize that this is blurry for Lizzo, and I am willing to say maybe they acquiesced, maybe they made her think that they were down to do all these things. Maybe. While all of that can be true, I do think it is your responsibility as the person with the most power in the room to be careful. And because of that, I cannot ignore the potential for abuse of power. So like I'm gonna put it on her to have remained professional, to have had an NDA, to have engaged with employees the way employers should legally. And so it's very difficult for me to sympathize with her. And then add to that, you having your dancers eat banana from you know what. At that point, I can't defend those actions while saying I'm not sure of sort of how she saw her quote unquote employees.
I mean, a lot of Lizzo's defense, from what I read, seemed like, oh, it looked like they were having fun at the time. They were smiling. No one looked uncomfortable. No one was telling me that they are having a bad time. So I thought everybody was okay here. But of course, I think the victim in this case, it's a matter of perspective, and the perspective of the victim, I think, is who I'm always going to side with. And I'm with you as
I don't
far as
like that.
I'm going to
Sorry.
side with the perspective of the victim. I'm going to sympathize with the
Wait,
perspective.
no, you can't. What I'm objecting to is saying that you're siding with the victim when by siding with them you've made them the victim, right? Like you can say I'm siding with the person with
I
the
don't,
least power.
I don't, I can't say that's true or false, because I think that victimhood status is subjective, and that subjectivity does come from the victim. That the victim feels like they're a victim, I think generally makes them a victim.
Absolutely not.
An
Absolutely not.
example to further articulate what I'm saying. At my workplace, we have SH training where we look at videos and we're supposed to determine, was this harassment, was this harassment, was this harassment? And they have all types of things. They'll have something like a handshake, they'll have something like people come and pat you on the back and say good job, and then they'll have people full on squeezing you in a situation that would make anyone uncomfortable. And apparently all of these, according to my workplace, can be considered as harassment. It would depend on how the victim feels. However, I think we would look to a reasonable man's standard to say, if you go up to someone and shake their hand, that they perceive it as them being victimized. I don't think a reasonable man would consider themselves a harasser just by shaking someone's hand in the workplace. This feels like a reasonable thing that people do, right?
Yeah.
No? Okay. So in my mind, I'm trying to sympathize with the victim and how they feel, while also applying a reasonable man standard for the alleged perpetrator, right? But in doing this,
Victimhood is not a subjective state. It is not. It can't be.
I don't think maybe these weren't good examples, but definitely like someone patting you on the back or squeezing your shoulder or something like that, I think can be perceived as harassment.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Like it's not always overt.
if you're saying in the ambiguous realm, when we apply a reasonable person standard and the result is ambiguous, like in a regular course of business or a day, would this happen? Yes, then it's not. You're not a victim. Versus, um, this is odd, but we don't quite know, then maybe the subjective element is more useful there, right? Then we have the sort of eggshell plaintiff, right? Where you have an idiosyncratic tick in some ways, and something that a regular person would see as normal, you don't see it as normal, and how to sort of engage with that, maybe. But to make a blanket statement that victimhood is a subjective state of being is absolutely, for me, it don't make no
How
sense.
can, but when you say that, that for me furthers my idea that it's subjective. If a man walks up to a woman in the workplace and he's like, hey sugar all the time, but he's just from the South where that's apparently something that people do all the time without any type of sexual or romantic connotation, maybe that is something that we could reasonably assume is, or reasonably assume isn't. So wouldn't it be still subjective there for the
I
victim?
said ambiguous is
Ambiguous.
fine. When you're saying I feel like a victim, like someone who does harm can just come out and say I feel like a victim because whatever. Like it's not. I don't think even you believe that the personal feeling that you're a victim does make you a victim. I don't think you believe that statement. Like I don't think you do because it's not workable.
I think it can. I think it can be true.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. You can feel like a victim and be a victim in actuality.
Yep.
like by objective measures. You can feel like a victim while not being a victim objectively.
Sure.
So your personal feeling about victimhood does not make you a victim.
Does it contribute to it?
No, you can be a victim without even knowing you're a victim. So your personal feelings about being a victim doesn't make or not make you a victim.
I think
It,
in my mind, your personal feelings definitely strongly contribute to whether or not you're a victim or not, especially in certain scenarios where this might be something that's ambiguous or subjective.
you do know someone can be trigger warning, graped, right, and not know that that was what took place. In that scenario, they don't see themselves as a victim in that situation, but they are.
What about someone who's engaging in an aggressive sexual act, but they are? I feel like someone who walks away from that enjoying it versus someone who doesn't. The person who doesn't enjoy it, I feel like, are furthered into the victimhood status as opposed to the person who didn't.
Whether or not you enjoyed it doesn't change the fact of your status as a victim of it. So
Not, I don't know how to word what I want to say, but I definitely feel like there are some people who would engage in a violent sexual act. That's the example I'm using. Um, and who would enjoy it, as in consent to it, versus someone who does not and might walk away feeling upset or unsettled.
no, the impact can be greater for people who recognize. I don't even actually think this is true because psychologists can talk about how not owning certain things can become a problem later on. But let's just ignore that for 2 seconds and say, sure, in the immediate instance, acknowledgement of your victimhood can cause more pain, maybe. It would probably be the best way to actually heal from it. So I don't even know if I want to use that example, but it seems like it feels like you should agree easily that your subjective belief about whether or not you're a victim um, doesn't make you a victim or not make you a victim.
I think we'll have to agree to disagree. I can't articulate myself as well as I would like to. So
So I know I should move on, but I'm trying to figure out what you mean. But you said you can't articulate yourself. So let's read the super chat. Gives me the ick because often moms still end up being primary parent, doctor appointment, PTA meetings, shopping for schools. When kids have problems, they usually run to mom. Most labor is still on mom. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
to move back to the workplace example where someone is calling you sugar all the time, and this is something that you perceive as sexual or romantic, although the other person is just a person who does this to anyone and wherever they're from, that's just something that's reasonable, and you now have a misunderstanding, right? I feel like this is something that if you're the type of person who doesn't mind being called sugar or whatever, you might not consider this harassment, while someone who is not with that would consider it harassment. That's the subjectivity that I think I'm trying to speak to. Um, I just don't know how to articulate it better than that. So
Yeah, no, I think again, there are sort of idiosyncratic elements where I already agreed that maybe when there is a sort of ambiguity in the way that we are approaching certain behaviors, then we could look to the subjective belief of the individual being victimized, right? But those would be the ambiguous case. The blanket statement, on the other end, that the belief that one is a victim thus makes one a victim, is what I'm rejecting outright.
I think we can generalize, and generally, someone who may see themselves as a victim probably is to some degree.
Wait, repeat that. I don't think I understood.
I feel like we can generalize, and generally, when someone is presenting themselves as a victim, I believe they generally are. To what degree they're a victim maybe can be debated, but I generally think they are. If someone comes out and says, "This happened to me. This is how I feel. I want to take it to court or something," I believe we can generally believe them.
I know you don't believe. Wait, what?
I do believe that. Yes. Generally, if someone comes out with allegations, I think I would generally believe it. Obviously, we treat every single individual case with scrutiny, and as far as the court is concerned, and due process and whatnot. But I think generally, the idea that it's like a false claim, for example, is
Yeah, well, say, okay. I think we're misusing words. Then maybe I don't know. Maybe we're misusing words. Um, I don't believe all women. For example, I do
no.
not
I'm
believe
kidding. I'm
all
kidding.
women. And I think the belief word is what throwing me off. I take all claims as legitimate and I treat them as legitimate. That's different than saying I believe everything you tell me.
I feel like believe women is like a colloquial term, in that we're not actually saying every single woman is never lying ever, and that you might just be in literal lawyer speak.
Yeah, but I feel like that goes back to um, the victimhood. Like you're saying, it's almost like you believe victimhood is a state of mind. It's giving very. I'm kidding. It's I'm interested. I feel like this might be a conversation offline then, because I'm like actually curious. But you said you can't explain it. Can you try one last time?
Um, if my coworker comes up and rubs my shoulder and says, "Good job," I don't know when this will happen. I work with white people. I think it's actually reasonable that this could happen on any given day. They come up and rub my shoulder and say, "Good job." Um, if I feel like this is like completely fine and I don't feel a type of way about it, have I been victimized? I believe that type of action is ambiguous and could or could not be harassment. Whether or not it is, I think could strongly depend on how I felt when it happened or how I felt after it happened, looking back. Basically, my feelings about the situation. Um,
Okay, this is not how you test what you're saying. If you believe that being a victim is based on how you feel, right? Can there be a case where someone feel like a victim but not be a victim?
Maybe.
No, that's a direct yes or no. If Tory Lane said he's a victim of the of Megan the Stallion, would you agree that he's a victim
A victim how?
of Megan the Stallion for putting him there in bars? I don't know.
Although I generally believe people, again, I think we should treat every case with scrutiny. We can look at his scenario, we can apply a reasonable man
Exactly.
standard.
So would he, if he believe that he is a victim, would you agree that he is a victim?
After we've applied a reasonable man standard and decide that this is not a reasonable something that you would be a victim for.
Sure.
Okay, so we can go to incels. I think I'll better understand
Oh
that.
my God. So you're just not going to answer. So you already know the
I
answer.
think for the sake of understanding, we can go to incels
You're you're being very manosphere right now. Like you're giving me very much manosphere right now.
for the sake of my own understanding, I move to incels, but I would pose the same scenario where I feel like incels, like Tory Lanez, because women don't want them, they legitimately feel like victims. Even though we as reasonable people would say, just because a woman does not like you, this does not make you a victim, right? Would this apply? Or is this the same type of scenario?
No, because what you're doing, and I thought I said this, how you test your theory is
Mhm.
by trying to falsify it. And what I can do is if I can find examples, for example, of um, people who believe themselves to be victim but aren't victim, then your theory that what you need to be a victim is a subjective belief that you are a victim goes through the window. So you can find example where people believe themselves to be victim and thus are victims based on their circumstances. You can find as many of those as you want. Those would be great. But if I can find a couple where it's you believe yourself to be a victim but you're not, then your theory goes through the window because it's not true. It doesn't apply across the board.
I feel like my example and your example were similar as far as testing my own beliefs. I would consider him a victim, Tori and the incels. I feel like the examples were the same.
So you think Tory Lanez is a victim then?
Does he think he's a victim?
Yeah, have you heard him? He said out a note that he not going to apologize. He did nothing wrong. They're trying to take the black man down. Yeah.
Sure, I think he's a victim, and now we need to understand how we treat victims in society based on the severity of what's happening and based on whether or not we as reasonable society feel like they're a victim.
All right. How do you define victimhood?
I don't have a definition off the top of my head.
Because Tory is a victim. He's a victim of himself. He's a victim of himself, of his own action.
I don't disagree with that.
All right. So if that's how you consider victimhood, then everyone can be a victim if they feel like a victim. You can delude yourself into believing yourself to be a victim.
Now, how should we treat victims who are Delulu?
You put them in a psych ward.
Love Lindell has been a member for 13 months. I'm immediately thinking about Karens. They attempt to victimize themselves all the time. Meanwhile, they're in the wrong.
Not only are they in the wrong, thank you, that's a good example. Not only are they in the wrong, they're usually people with power in that circumstance. And when you have that kind of power, you are the victimizer. And so it's interesting to create a paradigm in which one's belief makes us victims. No, we're gonna need some objective measurements for this. But all right, I'm gonna move on. And we'll discuss this at some other time because, period, you're just doubling down like the manosphere. So, attempted rapper DDG is reported to have had Halle Bailey pregnant. And
I prefer aspiring rapper. I think he's an aspiring rapper.
I did not say aspiring. I said attempted.
Okay.
He attempted and it didn't go.
And he said what? He's dating Halle Bailey.
Yeah. He apparently Halle Bailey is pregnant, and I got this from Yanni's channel. Hopefully the sound doesn't come. If you watch, she's gonna be coming in the back, and she's gonna be holding her stomach. People are saying that she's pregnant. There. This. You see that?
Mm-hmm. That don't look like. That look like somebody else. Am I tripping?
It is her. It is her.
Okay.
And then there was this one where she's at the Beyonce concert and she's wearing like a baggy.
That's her in red.
Yeah.
We have all this technology, and this is the quality they gave us.
So all of that is going on, and I'm just hopeful. How are you gonna drop the song? And this was about to be. Should be your year. I really do hope she's not pregnant, and I don't know if that's right or wrong, but like.
So, DDG actually, in my mind, has a history of insecurity. I was going to make a video on this after he dropped his song, where he was dissing her. But then she came out and she was like, my man, my man. So I was like, okay, I don't need to put that video out because I'm going to look stupid defending her. So I just stayed quiet, and I'm glad I did, because now look at y'all. Look at them. Just look at them, happy and together.
So I feel bad because like I've been on DDG's neck forever. And this is a young woman. So like obviously you're gonna make a bunch of bad decisions in life generally, and he might be one of them. And because it's like playing out in front of us, there's so many, like we just saw Kiki Palmer go through this, and it's like it just feels like people don't care. Like it feels like there's no lesson being taught. It's just, oh, this happened in a vacuum, isolation, and then people literally move on and do the exact same thing.
Well,
Eh,
I've been looking at maybe this is an instance where the quote unquote left has gone too far. I was looking at one of my favorite lefty YouTubers, and he was commenting on this situation, and he said that where was all this outrage when Kylie Jenner was pregnant? Where was all this outrage when white people who are young get pregnant, and Kylie Jenner was barely out of teenage status when she got pregnant? And it
who
feels
said it? Tell me. Just to drop the name.
no, it feels like
Right, put the name in the private chat, please.
it feels like I feel like you know who it is, but it feels like I'm
Is
not
it
kidding. By the way,
FB?
like
Is
literally,
it FB?
no.
Oh.
Now I have to look to see if he made something, but it feels like in an attempt to protect, quote unquote, protect Black women, right, and allow this sort of insulation that white women who are famous get when they get pregnant and they don't have to face scrutiny from the whole world. I feel like we're missing out on the very real person that DDG is, aspiring rapper and all, and we attempt to negate this. Like I was just hate watching because people in the chat like he's so cute and they were together and they were hugging and why are people so mad, and they like I feel like completely forgot that he released a diss track for her like 1 month ago.
He was texting his ex while he was with her. Like,
Okay, some things to touch on. This is what I wrote when I was writing the video. Some things to touch on regarding what I feel like is a problematic and insecure dating history. um he um he said that number one, I think he was being dragged across the internet streets because he had controversial lyrics in the song Famous, where he's presumably targeting Halle Bailey and he's sort of accusing her of cheating with the men that she films with. And that came only days after the Keke Palmer discourse. So he was just getting dragged all through the streets. But I think what's less known is his history. I think he has a history of publicly humiliating her, as well as his other partners on social media. And that's what I was looking to explore. And I started with Kennedy Simone, who he was dating in 2017. They briefly got engaged in April 2018. Then they broke up, got back together, and then broke up again in the on and off. So this is where the problematic instance starts. In March of 2020, he released a song titled Toxic, and it detailed the trials of a past relationship. And he didn't mention her name, but it's suspected that she was the song's subject. So he makes like this startling revelation that she suffered, or his former flame suffered a miscarriage, and this led people to believe that she was pregnant at some point and then terminated it and or lost it, and then that's what caused them to break up. And then he had another music video for his song Arguments back in 2018 that she was starring in. And she texted him to let him know that she was pregnant, but ended up getting hit by a car in the music video. And they thought that this was symbolism for the miscarriage. So for me, this is just the first of many instances. I haven't wrote about all of them yet, but he takes like extremely sensitive information about his partner or ex, and he takes it public and starts exposing it to the world and putting it out for everybody to see, like Keke Palmer's person. He also randomly dragged a model online before he deleted his tweet, and then he claimed he never do it, even though we had the screenshots. Also, regarding the disrespectful song he made about Halle Bailey, he said that it was just a song and it's not related to anything, and that's true. It could just be completely unrelated to anything in the real world, but that's really hard for me to believe, given that he seems to have a history of insecurity and a history of talking about relationships in his song, and a history of shaming his girlfriends, and a history of lying on them and accusing them of sleeping around, which I think he did with Ruby Rose and Kennedy. And then Ruby Rose, who he dated before, was like, he came on my phone and forced me to block rappers in my DMs because he was insecure that might be trying to hit on her, even though she's like in the industry, right? And these are connections that I could be using to further my career. And then I noted that Halle Bailey had a history of a less than stellar father, which I thought may be informing her decision and her partner choices. And then I just made a note regarding men who get with successful women and then do this insecure thing And like I did some research on, I think there's some research to indicate that men with more successful partners would prefer that their partner lose their job and be jobless and they starve, as opposed to having a woman who out earns them. And then some Kiki Palmer stuff. That's all I have in this document. It's not put together yet, but it's going to be, because he has a history of this stuff. I just stopped working on it because they made up, and she was like, my man, my man. So, all right, cool.
You missed one important one for DDG.
Which one?
And his statement that I think it was racism was canceled. Oh yeah, look it up.
I'm about to. Oh, I did miss something important. I didn't miss stuff, by the way. I just stopped writing because as I'm writing this and looking stuff up, I see that they done made up in our kissy face. So I'm like, no. But he also, I think he started doing something weird. I think he started insulting all of her castmates while she was working on The Little Mermaid, and started doing some real insecure Delulu stuff. And I think Disney was upset because he's out here acting a fool while she's the star of Disney at the moment. So this man is like about to ruin somebody's career.
He is a liability. It is not the baby, it's the father. He is a wannabe. Exactly. This man is a liability. I don't know how you don't see it. And maybe the conversation about vetting shouldn't be like a sort of blanket statement, because if you jump in bed with Future, for example, you should have vetted. Like, I mean, that much is clear. And I think there are obvious red flags for which you should be considering. And sitting here watching someone like who is about to flourish, you just dropped one of the anthems to my life, Angel. And then me not wanting to listen to it is a problem. Me not wanting to listen to it is a problem for me.
I haven't listened to it yet.
You should. It's very good.
If it ain't Sukian, I don't want to hear it. I only listen to real music. Sorry. only real music.
Period. Sexy Red. Black men stay winning with the hypergamy for the win. Black men stay winning with hypergamy for the win 2023. Period. Okay, what they say, City Boys up.
You asked me earlier if I get the ick about something, not just when the dudes are vitriolic in it and malicious, but also depending on the type of man who's getting the alimony. Because if DDG's out here getting alimony or child support for an alleged baby, I'm gonna be like, I'm actually gonna be salty.
No, but that's the thing though. Like, I don't know their net worth yet, but she just did her movie. She just dropped a song, and if her album is anything like this song and is received like this one song, she's about to blow up big time. DDG's a hanger-on. I'm gonna stop commenting. She has a whole PR team or resources. It's on her at this point. Yeah, it is on her. This is what her sister came out and said, by the way. Because Chloe, I don't know. Chloe is not the clapback person. Chloe, look, if I'm getting attacked online and any of you is like, Chloe, please note that I don't need you to talk tough. Go ahead and pray for me at this point. But this is Chloe clapping back at y'all. This is
Y'all better keep my sister's name out your mouth. Thank you. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. About to get me riled the hell up. Anyways, love you. We don't play about Halle. No. Like, what the heck? Period.
Look, if you're gonna drag someone on my behalf, you better drag.
This is you know what this is giving? Let me see. So Keke Palmer's alleged ex-boyfriend posted something that was almost verbatim the same thing. He was like, y'all need to keep my name out your mouth. keep these rumors out your mouth. And I was like, that's what it's giving. It's giving Darius Jackson for me. So
Look, she is so cute. She look like she is all at 12 years old. She look like she's all at 12 years old. She don't curse, which I love for her. She's not aggressive, which I love for her. But I'm sitting there like, girl, you look all at 12 years old. You look so cute. Like you look like a cute little child. Talking about keep someone name out. I can't. I can't. These two need to stop. Wait, where's the comment? I was waiting for you to pull it up.
oh, him. Let me pull it back up. I closed it after I saw it. I was like, this is whack. This is actually lame. I'm sorry to say, Chloe, that was actually lame. And it's fine. Not everybody's cool.
Don't come for Chloe. I like Chloe. I like that Chloe doesn't curse.
Her drag gave "you're a doo-doo head, leave my name out your mouth, boo-boo head." That's what it gave to me. This is what Darius said. I haven't spoken to anyone about anything or gave permission to anyone to speak for me. So all these sites and posts about me making any type of statement is false. And he posted a clip that I won't play because I think it's copyright, but it says that's all I have to say about that. So
and period. He thought he ate too. Here's the thing about Chloe. And this, by the way, she doesn't fully understand this. This is why the whole sexy sex symbol thing doesn't work. It's not even in your personality. It's not it's not in your personality. Like you are not. When I say you're not that girl, I don't mean you're not that girl because you are that girl, but you are not that girl. And it's very obvious that you are not that. The image that you put out there where you are just that girl, right? One of the rap girls who can come on here and do what needs to be done or whatever. That's not who you are. Because this is giving me very much who you are. Like this is like you are the sweet, amazing, kind-hearted, gentle soul. That is what it's giving me. So seeing you trying to clap back with that is really weird. People like you don't fight. You say big cousin me, Themis, go fight for me. And I will. I will go drag online for you. I won't because you dated Gunna and your sister dating DDG. So I'm not gonna fight for none of y'all online. I'm not about to defend you and then have egg in my face. Absolutely not. So I'm gonna do what Petty did and just like back out of the foolishness. Got nothing to do with it. I love these girls. I think they are amazingly talented young women, beautiful, and they just don't know how to pick men. And Chloe don't know what her artistry is.
So Sasha Obama is dating a basketball player. Do you feel like in the Black community there's like a lack of Sasha Obama? Yes, that one. Well, one of them. I understand they're a pair, but they are a pair. I've never heard Obama say Sasha or Malia. He always says it together. My wife, Michelle. My daughter, Sasha Malia.
All right. You had a question about eligible men in the community.
I looked up who she was dating so that I could see does this go all the way up the hierarchy? Like, okay, in the entertainment world, the quality is what it is, but as the president's daughter, you're dating like someone like super, I don't know, a billionaire.
Let me see her because period. She is that girl. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. A period. Come through. Come through. Period.
Leah.
She is that girl. She dating him?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm about to do a background check. Nah, Obama probably already did it. I can't do anything better than the ex-president. So former president, excuse me. Now let's look up Malia. I just need to see something.
Don't look up Malia because they've been dragging her for her white boyfriend a couple years ago. I don't want to see this.
I thought Sasha was the older one and Malia was the younger one. She broke up with somebody, so.
Oh, okay. Anywho, yeah, no, Sasha is that girl, and we will hear nothing of it. All right. Anywho, we're at the hour mark, and we're just kind of messing around because I wanted to like wait before we get to this foolishness. So, Fresh and Fit.
Who's that?
Girl. Girl, why are people crying in other people's comment talking about, oh, you shouldn't laugh about this. This could happen to you. You should be more careful. Girl, ew. Please don't put them pictures on the screen. She could have done better, but I don't want to.
Oh, I didn't know you could see what I was looking at.
Do not put any of them on the screen. It said he works for Pepsi and Nike. Seem okay. I already looked into his background, and it's not okay for me. I already had the Secret Service in his background. Not okay for me. All right. How do you feel about Fresh and Fit losing their not losing their platform, but their platform being demonetized?
I think it's good. Now we can really test: are they here for the men or are they here for the money? So I guess let's see which one they're here for. I assume their YouTube videos will come out at the same rate, because
I don't think that's the fair thing to do.
Hmm?
So I'm going to drag. Well, I'm not going to drag.
You don't think their demonetization was fair?
No. Not that. I think to say they're not there for the men because they won't produce content where they won't be making money, I don't think it's a good line of reasoning.
I think they can continue to produce content for men, even if they're not being monetized on YouTube. I think what they're fearing is that they're about to have a swipe through on all platforms in the way that someone like the Tates did, where now they can't do anything on any type of online thing. And might have to rely on donations or something like that. As far as being kicked off of YouTube, I don't really care. I think there are other platforms where they can go with less terms and regulations and stuff like that, and they can kind of clean up my news feed. So, yay.
All right. I don't feel bad for them. There is no power on this earth that is going to make me feel bad for them. I don't care. They're the people who try to do a whole copyright strike on everyone who use their content. They try to shut down other people's channel, and now they're talking about actions have consequences. Well, your actions, sir, have consequences. I was going to do a video, and I'm not going to go through all of the foolishness that they did when they brought on Nick Fuentes on there, and they were talking about how they allowed him to talk about how black people have lower IQs. They allowed him to disrespect black women. They themselves disrespected black women. They were on other platforms doing like the Nazi salute. They were in the KKK mask. Like, these people were outrageous. And they're just sitting there like wondering, pretending that they don't understand why they're demonetized.
I think they've done actually a lot worse, surprisingly, than the incident with Nick Fuentes. Like they have, I've looked into this extensively. They have a history of what seems like trying to make men more insensitive to RAPE on their channel, trying to make it seem like it doesn't happen as much as it does, and that women are always lying about it. Children are always lying about it, and they know that they wanted it or X, Y, or Z. That's just one of many things that I can think of that they've talked about extensively on their platform. So I'm just surprised that it took this long. The idea that it's unfair seems weird to me, because even just what you said about the copyright, the false copyright allegations, I think that's can get you in like a world of legal trouble, let alone YouTube. And that definitely goes against YouTube's policy, doesn't it? So the idea that you've been breaking policy and talking about some extremely vulgar stuff and have been monetized and allowed to continue for this long, and now you're still allowed to continue, you just can't be monetized on this one platform. That actually seems less than fair. In my mind, they would probably have been removed from the platform altogether.
Yeah, so I think part of the problem is human nature, in that I think they test the boundaries, nothing happened. Push the boundaries some more, nothing happened. And when they were all over in people's territory doing all kinds of degenerate mess, nothing happened. They thought they were safe, so they just kept going. They just kept going. At no point did they sit back and reflect and say, wait, YouTube is a business, and as a company, they might have restrictions on what we can do. You know that because we signed on to it when we created our channels. You're like, oh, well, they're not going to enforce it. I am too big to fail. And YouTube showed them you're not too big to fail. So at this point, watching Myron walk off camera crying did something for me. It did.
He didn't even wait till he got to the car. Couldn't even make it off camera. And that's the problem with these modern men. What happened to real men? I don't remember men crying back in my day. Now Myron wants to I don't understand. These new men are weak. Maybe he needs a tutor. Maybe he needs a mentor.
Talking about some high value men while they're up there begging people for donations. I wish I would. I said he works for Pepsi and Nike. Seem okay. It said, not I. Yeah. Hopefully. Fresh and Fit relying on the Shmen to stick beside him. We'll see. We'll see who stick beside him. But let's watch, because I want y'all to see this begging. I feel like I should send this to you because my internet has been acting up. But we'll see.
Look, Xfinity ain't Xfinity like they should be. So
nope.
And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the FreshandFit podcast, man. We got a very important announcement for you guys. Let's get into the show. Let's go. Earlier with Psych Hack. All right, and we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the FreshandFit podcast, man. As you guys know, we had a show scheduled earlier with Psych Hacks, but we had to cancel because we got some really, sucky news.
Crazy news.
Yeah, crazy news, real talk. Yeah. Right now, we're live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. And guys, I mean,
is this the end, bro? Because we got some bad news, man. I mean, when I heard that, I was shocked because I mean, we love YouTube, man.
Yeah.
We love streaming.
Yeah.
And at this point, I feel like our whole lives are revolved around streaming and like adding value to people online. It's just like it won't be the same, bro.
Yeah.
What we heard.
In 2020, guys, as you guys know, I was working for the government, right? I was a special agent of Homeland Security. He worked for Wix, we'll just call it.
Yeah.
Right.
Wix.com, yeah.
And he was a tech support. I was arresting bad guys, etc. We started this podcast. We did our first episode on October 26th, 2020. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And Chris was there. The apartment was all empty and shit. And and we had our first podcast. If you guys go back and watch it, like the thing was all zooming in.
Girl, not all three of them started from the bottom. All three of them started from the bottom in their degeneracy, and they built their way up to the top to be knocked down back to the bottom. All three of them. Interestingly, well, let's play it because I do actually have something to say here.
In and out and everything else like that, and it was all messed up.
It's like a house club.
Yeah,
in and out.
Yeah, it was literally but we got it figured out. We got the lighting fixed, and we continue to improve. Fresh landed some really good guests early on, and continues to get us a great guest. And
we made hours of content in the streets, TikTok, Patreon.
Yeah,
many nights, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Chris was there too.
While working jobs. And then I'll never forget. I get an email, November 14th. Internal Affairs. Hey, we need you to come in for an interview. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Right. And I'm working at the government, sitting at my desk, writing up a report. And I see this email. Yeah. And this is 2020 November. And I, I go, I let my supervisor know, hey, I got to go up to, the Internal Affairs office, right? Because it's not the same building as us. And, I go over there and they take my phone. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's going on here? And then, and then they didn't want to tell me, but they're like, hey, it's part of an internal investigation. Next, they have me up with the special agent in charge. And they tell me, hey, it has to do with your YouTube. And right there, I clicked. I was like, wait, hold on. Okay. They probably think that I'm recording videos on my phone. Like, that's what it is, which it was a fucking iPhone 6 or 7. It was a piece of shit. And what ended up happening is I had to make a really tough decision that month. I remember going back and forth, trying to negotiate, trying to figure out what we're going to do. And, they're like, no, you have to pick one. You have to either, you're going to be a YouTuber or you can be a special agent of Homeland, but you're not going to do both. And I had to make that.
First, why were you surprised? Why were you surprised? How are you working for the FBI, right? The FBI, he said. How are you working for the FBI, coming law enforcement of sorts, right? Coming out and being as degenerate as you want online, being misogynistic online, dragging people online, and you thought that was okay. How do you I am confused as to why there was not a check on what your work policies are for conduct outside of work that can impact your work and how your behavior is in alignment with that. There are certain things that I can never discuss because I know I can't discuss it. Like,
Yeah, even my boss ended up finding my TikTok like a few months ago, and they were not pleased. They weren't pleased, to put things simply. And I had to leave. I couldn't work for that man after what he said to me.
what did he say to you?
You're fired. So I left.
I hate you. I hate you.
Yeah, but then I have some friends in the military, even if they weren't misogynistic. Like, I think one of the things they tell you in the military is you know who else is watching your TikToks and who's watching you say, "Oh, I can't wait to come back from deployment and go see my family and friends." The enemy, and they're going to see exactly where you are and where you're going, what you're doing, what you're talking about, and you're posting your location while you're in your military uniform. Like, no, I don't think any government agency would like you. Like, can you imagine James Bond with a TikTok and he's doing TikTok dances? Secret agent James Bond. This is one day in the life of a secret agent. First, I go over to Russia. I'm talking to Putin today. We're gonna have dinner, and then I'm gonna go to like, foresight.
The lack of it. It's sitting on there, like, sir. I just don't understand why you thought that would be consistent with the U.S. government. Like, I don't understand how you thought that would be consistent at all.
He got in on a referral, not through like actually applying. He was just someone recommended him, a friend. So,
and then this is the part. You then decided to invest everything in your channel, which I think is great business-wise, not him. And then you decided to just completely ignore the other set of policies on your new business. Like, it's not you, like, you can have your LLC all you want, but you are still working under YouTube as a sort of independent contractor. So no, you don't have the freedom you think you have. You have freedom of speech, but it's not freedom from consequences. Like, you don't just get to come up here and spill hate, disparage people, become a white supremacist in front of our eyes, and then think, oh yeah, everything is fine. Why do you think the people you invited were banned everywhere? Did you just think, oh, they just banned them just because?
so you're saying that he broke the terms of his last job and then broke the terms of his new job. This is what my employers call a pattern. That's what we
Modus
call a pattern.
operandi.
So you're saying it's not the jobs, it's the person.
Leave it to him. They're both victim of a system that after the black man. They were able to build a platform that has over 1 million subscriber of degeneracy. And they at no point did they stop to think, you know what? Maybe we should figure out how to secure this long term and not drive it down into the gutter. No, they were fine.
Were there a
Because now they're
million?
victims. Now, from your perspective, they're victims. They are victims of the Matrix. The Matrix is after them, not their own degeneracy catching up to them. No. They don't care about that. What they believe is wrong, what they believe to be the problem, is some kind of Matrix that is no one cares about y'all. No one is after you. You have made the bed, now you have to lay in it, and now you're mad. You peed in the bed, now you have to lay in it. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Do they have over 1 million real subscribers, or are they like the Pearly Thing subscribers?
Based on their metrics, it seems like they do have there are over 1 million degenerate people invested in their channel. So they look like they do actually have it. Pearly Things look like Sheba. I don't know. Pearly Things subscribers do not seem real. FreshandFit subscribers do seem real. You've created a platform based on degeneracy, and you expected what, better? You know what? Like your whole platform is degenerate.
Love Lendetta, $5. Thank you. I will never get over the citation of the Amazon link as a source for his dusty book. Good riddance.
Girl, you wrote a book called Why Women Deserve Less, and you think there should be empathy? Where? How? Why? When?
I think Albert and Reach made a video called Fresh and Fit Deserve Less. I just found that funny. No, not funny.
I'll watch those afterwards.
Ironic, that's it.
I'll watch those afterwards because they need to be dragged continuously and consistently.
Ferris, $5. Thank you. The owners of their studio building are booting them too. They don't even want Fresh and Fit to give them money to film there.
Oh, I heard that. Because no one want to be associated with degeneracy right now. Like, at this point, the fact that they think the world is conspiring against them, well, maybe the universe is actually conspiring against them because you've put so much negativity out in the world, it's going to take a lifetime to clean that up if you attempt to clean it up yourself.
They're about to get a lifetime of karma in the next 5 days. That's what I heard. Gia home at $9.99. Thank you. Not the alpha man crying because a corporate beta named Timmy closed their donation box. Oof. And they are getting evicted. Woo chow. Oof.
That's funny. That's funny, Gia, because one of the things that I keep saying is that a lot of people do not understand power in the contemporary world. People still think power lies in your physical makeup and your deep voice, and no one is recognizing that. Well, not no one. We aren't recognizing that power has shifted, and how we achieve and maintain power is very different than being loud and annoying and whatever Myron and the other Myron and Gaines. One of them is Myron Gaines. I don't care. Fresh and Fit.
Mistress Monica, freedom of consequences to moth. Now we truly know what took black men out the home. It was YouTube. 2 L's. The Matrix. I don't know what that means. Hashtag TFNFOYT. I have no idea.
I don't know what this means.
Huh?
I don't know what this means.
Tinfnumfoit. Got it. Thank you, 2 L's. You don't have to
Decision.
spell it
Remember
out.
you were there. Yeah. We had Andrew here, and I was like, "Well, we got people working for us now. There's people that depend on us. You had pretty much quit your gig, so I was like, all right, I'm going to resign." And I walked in.
So you resigned from your job, and y'all decided to continue this YouTube journey, and y'all didn't think about how to make it sustainable. All y'all did was the shock jock foolishness all over the internet. At no point, a blind man could have seen this coming. Everyone, like I saw this coming. Every other content creator that I've ever spoken to said this was about to happen a year ago.
So this is the COVID bubble bust. They had a bubble, maybe. I feel like a lot of men did have, like the male podcast specifically had like a really big bubble come from COVID and people being inside and forced to endure what is now considered the men with mic epidemic. But now that bubble is Destiny bursted it. He did it. I didn't think he could pull it off, but Destiny did it. He actually killed the Manosphere. Assassin.
I know you're joking about this, but I do actually believe Destiny had a lot to do with the sort of downward spiral of the. I have theories. Let's do some theories on the Manosphere because I don't like these people. I will continue.
If I was a Fresh and Fit stan and I saw Destiny come in and say none of that makes sense, none of that's true statistically, and all of that is false, I would be like, wait a minute, these two guys sound stupid.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah. YouTube said reverse Uno, y'all deserve less. Bye. Period. So took Fake and Funky off YouTube. Oh, gotcha. That's what it meant.
Oh.
You should have figured it out. All right, so I have a theory. So one of the I hate. You know those annoying people who every time they hear a word utter, they're like, I said that, and I need credit. I hate those kind of people because it feels like they're there for self-aggrandizement. And I am saying that because of what I'm about to say regarding Destiny. Destiny has the platform, the pull, and the credibility with the people in the manosphere. So when he went into the manosphere, he literally dismantled. Guy, he went in there and dismantled it piece by piece. And while I can argue that there have been people, particularly in Black YouTube, who've been talking about this stuff, a lot of these men didn't care to listen until he started engaging with them, showing them that they are wrong, showing them how wrong they were. The debate with Roller Tomas, which comes to mind, for example, the debate with Angry Man comes to mind. Like, he just completely annihilated them in literally every single conversation, right? I think that had a lot to do with the sort of destabilizing the manosphere. It didn't help that the pillars of power were sort of shaking. First of all, we had an FBI investigation into the manosphere, right? Then we had the passing of Kevin Samuels, the sort of rising of what's his name, Andrew Tate, but now him going to prison, Fresh and Fit losing their grip, and there's not like a charismatic leader in the manosphere currently for where like the subscribers can come together and sort of crown him the new king because they're all looking for a leader, right? They need a father. And so watching them scramble and not have anything to do inspired a very specific blog. But someone said, Pearl, girl, not y'all talking about the oyster. Absolutely not. She don't got the brain power nor the skill. She don't got the brain power, the skill, nor the charisma. It's not going to happen. But it is interesting because I thought the lead attorney or mediocre tutorial would have taken the spot of Kevin Samuels. I actually thought this. And both of them disavowed the manosphere when they heard about the investigation into the manosphere. And people, the bigger players in the manosphere, are all kind of disavowing. O'Shea Duke Jackson stepped back and he was kind of the gatekeeper of the manosphere. So the manosphere is all but dead currently. Like it's still hanging on. It's on life support at this point. And it can come back more vicious and stronger than ever. I don't see that happening because they don't have the research or the intellect backing it. Or it can transform into something more meaningful and come back that way. I am not sure how it's going to re-emerge or if it's going to die. Maybe it'll rise from the ashes, right? The phoenix. I don't know. But currently, it is not going well, which brings up a separate problem. The manosphere had a group of women pushing against it. And I think with that kind of victory, because this is a victory for Black women. I don't care what y'all say. This is a victim for Black women. What Black women, BWE, for example, decides to do now is going to be vitally important for their content survival, I believe. And because the manosphere has all but died, attacking the manosphere will be beautiful. I'm here for it. But also not becoming the evil that the manosphere was in terms of rhetoric, because they don't have any real power in the manosphere anymore, or maybe yet. I think it's going to be interesting to watch the kind of power dynamic on YouTube, how between BWE and the manosphere in the next year. The Victory Lap, I'm not going to say what, but I'm definitely writing a blog post about something, and I'm going to post it before I leave for Asia because it's on my heart and I have to put it out there. So that's that on that. All right, Prince Petty, that was a lot. Go ahead.
I'll say hi to the passport bros in Asia while you're there. I can't afford to go over, so I can't do it in person myself. But I think what would be interesting is I guess where men as a collective, not necessarily the manosphere, go from here. When you say that it's being dismantled and it's in shambles, after the investigation and after Destiny comes in and does what he does with credibility, something you noted was the fact that there are people who were already attacking the manosphere, but nobody from within the manosphere respects the people from outside who attack. I'm wondering what the people outside of the manosphere will do now. I'm thinking about FD specifically because I think he's someone, for example, who could attack FreshandFit or anyone in that sphere. But none of the men from in that sphere would respect him in the way that they respect Destiny. And
Which is, I think it's weird and unfortunate though, because Destiny went in and they thought they had an ally. Destiny went in to destroy the manosphere, and he said this publicly. FD wanted to reform the manosphere from within.
Look, I've been saying this for at least 3 years. If we moved just 16 white fathers into the hood, I feel like we could actually reform America. Just one hood. I think it'll grow outwards. There'll be Crackle Barrels on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. I feel like we could actually make a meaningful difference because they're not listening to black men, credible black men with authority in the sphere, but college dropout blue hair is going to make a way for them. And I don't mean that to be insulting, but
you do mean that to be insulting. I don't appreciate you attacking this man like that.
I don't mean it to be insulting. You would think that FD signifier for black men in the black manosphere would represent everything that you would want to be as a black man. Pro-black man and woman, supposedly. Educated, wealthy, just a good head on his shoulders. But they would take, it feels like they would rather take word from like Destiny, who has, I think he's like very articulate, he's very smart.
He's white.
Yeah, so he's white. And that feels like his credentials. So I don't understand why.
This is the problem I had with Destiny, and I had it with FD. Both of them saying the other person is not smart, I don't like. Both of these men, I think, are really intelligent. No one in the chat, no one online, no one is going to convince me otherwise. I think Destiny is smart, and I think FD is smart. And even for both of them, I told them to their face that, like, don't say the other one is not smart. That's not true. The problem is, FD represents, at least to them in the manosphere, and they can't respect him, some level of accountability. And girl, them in the manosphere are not going to take it.
You don't feel like Destiny represents accountability to them?
Destiny represents what they want to be. Take that however you want to take it. In the same way Jordan Peterson represents what they want to be.
Well, I'll take that how I take it.
And Hafiz could have risen from the Phoenix. He got this really huge boost to come in and explode and start selling his suit again. And instead of taking it, he decided to bow out of internet life, which fine. When Pearly Things was found out to be racist, he should have came out. He should have came out. I would have came out. I would have came out and I would have dragged her, and then I would have gone back into hiding. I would make no less than 100 video on Pearly Things. I would have no less than 100.
Well, I went to Hafiz's channel and they deleted all the funny comments because their comment sections, their comment section for the past couple months has been really funny. But I think they deleted all the funny ones. So Hafiz come back 2024, maybe.
Someone said Themis has too much faith in Hafiz. I do. I actually thought Hafiz would have been a bigger person in the manosphere. Something I liked about him was how hard he tried. He wanted to be a leader.
He could have been what FD had always hoped to be, but he fumbled it, unfortunately.
I didn't mean that as an insult or a drag. It just came out that way. I didn't mean that. Like,
He left us, like the Avatar. He left us when we needed him most.
I mean, we really didn't need him, but like, I liked him because I like people who try to be a leader. Now, I wish he had tried in the realm of like actually doing the work and not being a pseudo intellectual. When he did his change, I wish he had come out and said, "I was wrong. Here's how I was wrong, and this is where I'm changing to." Right? Um, it just didn't feel authentic or real. And so I understand why the people rejected him. I understand why the manosphere is just going to reject Hafiz because Hafiz is telling them to dress better. I mean, he's telling them to buy expensive suits. They're not that expensive, but they're his. So, like, I get that. And he's shaming them and he's not very good at marketing. So that's that on that. The thing I did really like, and this is true, I had a soft spot in my heart for Hafiz because I have an accent and I've struggled with my accent until I learned to accept it and love it. Hafiz represents to me a young man who had a speech impediment and he didn't let that stop him from becoming a speaker. Some of y'all might say he should have let it stop him, but he didn't. And even if I take away everything, that part of him, like I actually really appreciate it. But toxic is as toxic does. So yeah.
I went to the Standard to see if they're still selling. Sorry, I like zoned out a little bit, but you have to answer. You have to actually answer, I think, 15 questions. I didn't realize this, and I'm going through all of them.
Ask them. Let's pull it up on the screen and ask them. Light skin fashion fit dude has new hair. Oh, I saw that. He thought we didn't see them hair plugs. He thought we didn't see them. Destiny set them up. He had on his platform first. I don't know who NF is. Who's NF?
That Fuentes.
Oh, Nick Fuentes. Yeah. The fatherless leading the fatherless as well. My even time out. Destiny the Dusty Slayer. Taking the manosphere down one dust at a time. Period. He should be doing a victory lap because I give credit to him there. Have you ever noticed whenever Hafiz gets overly emotional, his voice goes up like 5 octaves? Yeah, and he gets very tongue-tied. Young man, Themis, you are not older than Hafiz. Yeah, no, I think Hafiz is like 32 or 31. Yeah, he's definitely older than I am, but he's still a young man to me. He's still growing. All right, let's do the questions quickly and then go back to the video. By the way, I'm doing this intentionally to annoy people.
Question. I'm looking for the suits. Oh, here's the shop.
Wait, I thought you said you have to buy.
I was, so this is what it pulled up first. Hold up. I clicked on the Standard and it brought me here and it would not let me see the suits. I thought I had to go through this to see the suits. Please only apply if you're financially stable, a financially stable man that is serious and desires to join the Standard. If you are simply curious and want to learn more about the Standard, please access the website and Instagram to gather more information. And once you've gained the information you need, apply only when you are ready to join the organization. So the Standard is a suit and an organization. That's a value if I know one. Let's see. If your application is accepted, you will receive an email to schedule a final phone interview to be accepted. Wait, I get to talk to the Hafiz? What? To be accepted for the Standard. In order to be qualified for the Standard, a man must be financially stable. Can you afford the $9.99 yearly membership due upon?
Oh, why was Hafiz mad no one signed up? Like, he kept dragging people. How can people sign up for this?
What if I click no?
Can you afford the $9.90? Let's click yes. Just click yes and see what happens.
What's your name? My name's Prince. What's your email? That's made up. What's your phone number? That's made up. What's your Instagram handle? I put Timmy. How did you find out about the Standard? Let me see if they have a Themis and what's your yearly income? Under 30K. Oh, I guess we can afford it. What's your age? Oh, 21 minimum. Okay, that's fine. Where do you currently live? Ghetto.
Do Atlanta. Oh,
Okay.
ghetto. Period.
Same thing.
Period. Same thing. Same thing.
How do you see your life looking in the next 10 years? Please be as detailed as possible. If you provide short responses, your application will not be considered.
Janitor 8.
Janitor 2, up for promotion in immediate future. Why do you believe you are a good fit for the standard?
Hafiz. I don't know how to speak, and Hafiz will teach me.
Hafiz will teach me to speak. Oops. Don't worry about my typing. Gooder. All right. There's more. In today's world, where everyone is so consumed with with individualism and their own success, describe how you would be committed. So you're paying $1,000 for this to fill out
Go ahead.
Describe how you would be committed and contributing to the growth and success of men in the community.
I will give them fruitcakes.
Them fruitcakes. And I will manually insert 14 white fathers in the hood.
Oh, and send them Cynthia G's videos for inspiration.
Send them Cynthia G videos for inspiration. Oh, that's it?
Oh, period.
Where?
I feel like they just look at your what do you call that thing? Your Instagram to see if you have enough followers to be in.
That could be so, or they could look to see if you've already bought a suit first, which I think gives you instant access to the standard. So let's see what we want to get. What are we feeling like today? Here's something professional for $1,050.
Oh wait, is this a luxury brand? Because ain't no way that's $1,000.
What about this for $500? You don't feel?
I actually really like that shirt.
Yeah, that's $250 at least. Let's look at the.
I could wear that to like the beach.
Now we want to get to why are the suits less expensive? I feel like, okay, this is $1,000. Yeah. No. Yeah. You can really, the red pops.
Red clashes with my skin, but I will try.
And now for some of the suits, which are cheaper than all of everything that we just looked at for some reason. For only $5.99, Scarlet Seduction. Do you feel seduced?
Wait, why is Hafiz not modeling? Why is his business partner the only one modeling?
Let's look at Pink Lemonade.
This is great advertisement, by the way. Y'all can go get your husband, boyfriend, the people who are dating up, your hypergamous kings. You can get them suits.
Well, they're going to be emailing me in 48 hours to whatever email I put in there to let me know if I won, if I get to be a part of the standard. Now, Hafiz did say he's no longer going to be online, but the standard is up and running still. So, testimonials. Oh, nope. They're videos. No, thank you.
Well, let's hear one of them. No, I want to hear one.
Okay, who do we want to see?
The one with the hair like mine, yeah. Down.
This one?
Down.
Oh.
Right below him, I said, there.
Being in the standard has changed my life in so many different ways. That sometimes
oh, no, the music. Nope, stop. There's the music. All right. I'm sorry. I know this is not the topic, but I would like you to know your opinion on Jane Elliott. I don't like or trust her. I don't know enough about Jane Elliott. I know she did the blue eye, brown eye experiment. I'm not looking for like a white savior, so like I I don't watch her, to be frank. Like, I don't know enough of her ideas. I don't care enough to look it up. I don't engage meaningfully at all. Like, at all. Like, I would know what she looked like out of like a bunch of people walking on the street. Like, I know what she looks like, but like, so no, I don't. He actually posted on the standard Insta still. People go to his event, surprisingly. Good for him.
As a former YouTuber, I have a lot to teach the world. So I'm gonna get my Hafiz on. That's what I feel like I should do, because I feel like we pull similar viewership. So I feel like I could do it. I could sell stuff for that much. Yep, I could throw some stuff together. But yeah, that's good to hear that he still has presence somewhere. Fairies. Themis, your future masculinity course, give the manosphere a new father. You can teach them about skincare and how to style a suit and no go bald. And no.
Period. Don't these phantom follicles need to be? I mean, she have asked if they offer a scholarship.
The roommates, or
They probably don't. Oh, you've been a member for a month. Thank you. The last one. And then let's get back to this foolishness over here.
TDL 1999. Thank you. What about Melanie King and her place within the manosphere community?
Girl, I don't comment on these women in the manosphere. I say get that money, honey. I say get that bag. I think it's interesting that for a group of men who complain every day about how women are taking their money and how they're red pill and they're woken to the truth, that they will sit up there and let people take their money. So on that, I said good on them. Let's see if my screen is working. All right.
September 5th, turned in all my stuff. And yeah, I walked away from the U.S. government. It was a good, six-figure job. It was stable. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. You guys know on my Fed Reacts, you guys see how I talk when I'm talking on that channel. And yeah, and I haven't. I tell you guys that story to tell you that I haven't felt like that since today. And it sucks, guys. It really does suck. Fortunately, we made some.
Sorry, I have a question for you based on that. Do you think it's wise to make YouTube a career? Because I hear people say, "Oh my God, people who are on YouTube don't work," and that's the furthest from the truth. Having done this now for like 3 years, like it feels like I have two careers, and like my day career and YouTube feels like they're competing in terms of hardship and effort. Like there is a ton of effort in this. Do you think it's wise to make YouTube your source of income separately?
It depends on how easy or hard YouTube is for you, how time consuming it is, how much passion you have for it, and whether or not it can replace your main income. When he says that he quit the FBI or wherever he worked to do YouTube, I don't know how much money they were making as 3 people with one YouTube account. But I feel like that's probably not wise generally, unless in my mind, you would already have the money on YouTube first, and then you can transition into it in the way that you would do any other type of entertainment job.
I'm going to ask, I agree with you. I'm going to ask Sinji and other people about it. Because, like, I've always worried that, like, I don't like people controlling what I say. Right. And I feel like if YouTube was my main source of income, then my audience would have too much power over what I say and what I put forward. And I don't like that.
I mean, maybe I think about it like celebrities or actors or something. I assume Robert Downey Jr., before he gets his big act is doing odd jobs or whatever to keep afloat while he's a baby actor, and then once he gets his big break, now he's at the mercy of the people liking his performance and the people not canceling him for his personal views and stuff like that. But he also has the potential to make a lot more money. So, I mean, it's a trade-off. It's worth it depending on, yeah.
Hey, Always a Mirror, welcome. I've missed you. I hope all is well. I've been on your channel. Congrats on your milestone.
Moves, etc. You know, and we kind of knew that the type of content that we make, for us to be able to give you this content, we have to.
It comes at a cost.
It comes at a cost, dude.
And it won't be here forever.
Yeah,
And
you know, Fresh always said this. You know, enjoy us while you can.
Yeah. They thought we was capping, man.
Yeah,
they thought it was a joke.
And you know, we made moves on the side, knowing that this could potentially happen. And guys, the channel has been kicked off the YouTube Partner Program. Just keep it straight.
If you look right now, you can't even super chat or
you can't even super chat right now.
Yep.
So this is the beginning of the end of this era.
So we are in trolling chat. So
yeah. So you literally can't. Yeah, man. So it's so basically, we're gonna figure out what's going on because we don't even really know all the details. We're working with YouTube to try to come to a middle ground and, you know, work together and figure this out. But for now,
we don't even know why.
We don't know the specific reason.
But we don't, in any form or fashion, hate YouTube or want to go at them. We're just saying, you know what, we wish we knew the reason why, but we respect, you know, for them to use the platform and keeping us here for a while. And like,
yeah,
you know, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
But
and the thing is that you guys know, right, on this pod, we push the edge, right? We push the envelope. We're not going to lie about that. Like, we give you guys the real deal when it comes to getting in shape, when it comes to
money, girls,
dating, improving yourself, etc. And unfortunately, to be able to give people real advice that they can take in real life and apply to the real world, you have to have uncomfortable conversations about uncomfortable topics in uncomfortable times. Guys, it's about to be an election year. You know what I mean? We're talking about certain points, and we brought up certain points that might not be politically correct, right? That might not necessarily align with.
You must really think your audience is the dumbest group of people in the entire world to make that statement. You think you want the audience to believe that you're getting kicked off of YouTube because it's an election year and you're talking about things they don't want you to talk about regarding the election.
Actually, if I go to their channel now and just to pull up some of their most recent videos, debating feminist on wage gap. Should women focus on career or family? Feminist calls us misogynist and heated debate ensues. And of course, Tory Lanez arrested. How to protect yourself. So clearly the government was just trying to prevent these people from, you know, swaying the election with, you know, the Tory Lanez video. So, you know, I could believe it, kind of. I don't think I can. I don't think I could believe it. No.
Brown skin FreshandFit is dry snitching on themselves, right? Talking about people, yeah, they're talking about the election. No one cares about what you have to say about politics. Neither of you. People go to you the same way they go to Jerry Springer. I went to Jerry Springer. Like, no one is going to you for your political acumen. Like, no one cares. And the fact that you said that, like, I get why you would say it, but like, you must think very little of your audience, which is not hard to believe because they give you money to do this degeneracy.
People go to you for the same reason they go to 90 Day Fiance. It's a wild insult. That's wild. The hair plug that
Girl, Myron thinks that we don't realize that the bald spot in the middle of his head is gone. That's a Myron thinks that we don't notice that the bald spot in the middle of his head is no longer there. But we need to be confident and manly man and tough and rough. Girl, say you're into aesthetics, because me too. If I were losing my hair, I would get hair plugs to Myron, period. But don't come up here talking about no alpha nothing. Sorry, go ahead.
Back in my day, we had bald men, real men. They only had hair on the sides. Didn't have all the hair plugs and turkey. Didn't have any of that.
Maybe a comb over.
I watched the video. It was a doctor. This man was unconscious. The doctor is taking hair from the middle of his head and putting it on his hairline. How dare you? Men are lying. Men are out here lying, and I don't like it.
Look, I don't know what that. Maybe I'm more alpha than I thought because I would definitely get hair plugs too.
I'm not going to drag it. I'm just, when your channel is like women are lying with makeup, I feel like putting on some foundation is a lot different than going to have someone cut the back of your scalp off and put it on your forehead. I feel like it's severely less extreme, and I don't understand why they're not talking about that in the way that they talk about makeup.
Oh no, because you can do your own aesthetics. The child comes out, loses hair. Oh, where's my child using hair? We both have our hair. Yeah. No, Myron has fake hair. Talking about people lying about makeup while you have a whole weave on your.
I'm not gonna listen to somebody who went to Turkey and they had a doctor take a chisel and a sledgehammer and break their legs to make them 3 inches taller, and now they have to limp for the rest of their life because they feel like 5'8" wasn't good enough. I'm just not. I'm not about to take advice about somebody lying about some makeup.
For all the talk they talk about women with weave and hair hats, this man literally is sitting up. This man is literally sitting here critiquing women. Meanwhile, he have a whole hair hat on his head. Like you can't be critiquing women while you're doing the. Yeah, you can. It's called jealousy. That's what it's called.
It's the new hat fishing. They just take a second layer of hair and put it right on top. Have you seen the barber has this new black spray and they just spray an entirely new hairline on instead of.
Girl, my barber tried that mess with me. I told him I'd never do that again. Don't ever do that to me again. He literally, because he messed up my hairline, sprayed it in.
My barber tried. I didn't know that he was spraying a new hairline on me. Like, I appreciate the gesture, but I would have liked a head. I thought it was alcohol, and I was impressed because it didn't burn or anything. So I was like, oh, wow, it's new. And I've gone out on a date and go to the bathroom, and I have like black drips sweating down my forehead for the entire date, and nobody said anything. You didn't feel like this was important to tell me before I left the barbershop? Anyway, I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
I told this lady to give me twists, to twist my hair. She had blowed out, and then she was adding extra hair to my hair. And she go, "Can I dye your hair black?" I was like, "Okay, cool, fine, I don't mind." I was like, "Why?" "Oh, so it can match the extension." God, did I ask you for extensions? I feel like these people just be doing what they want to your hair. Myron probably went in for a haircut, and they put him to sleep, and then scalped the back of his head, lifted up, and put some hair. He probably didn't know. I'm going to say he did not know that they were putting in extra hair at the top of his head. That's what I'm going with.
I think he knew.
I don't think he knew. An alpha man wouldn't let them do that. A man who describes women as fake and liars because they wear makeup would not then go hide his hair, the missing pieces of tracks up there. I don't think he would.
We also have MLD, if you remember, the guy who told women to endure.
Girl,
he's gotten
he got his teeth done, he got lipo, he got ab implant, allegedly. Girl, the pictures were circulating. I was like, whoo.
Possible breast. I've heard all sorts of things. Ferry says F&F is like the city girls for Dusties. Violin, mango, violin, mango. Zebra Divine, thank you. Myron is befuddled.
Period.
Okay. Google that real quick, because, Oh, I see. Okay, fairies. Thank you. Myron is the proof. Take him swimming on the first date, y'all. Watch that hairline and nose contour slide right off. After his hairline has slid off on a date. I don't support that statement. I don't condone that statement. I don't condone swimming on the first date. Nope.
Everyone's viewpoints, right? And we've worked really hard to bring people on that have different viewpoints, right? Some of them very controversial, some of them that may or may not be politically correct. And that's unfortunately the risk that you take when you make the kind of content that we do.
Even other platforms, look at Rumble. They're taking a huge beating on the stock market.
Yeah,
I mean, they're up.
Despite having one of the best years for revenue and for views and everything. And
so this comes at a cost, no matter who you are, company, individual, creator.
Yep.
And a lot of you guys want to be aspiring RP creators as well. And I respect that, but just know at a certain level, it will cost you a price you got to pay. And I think me and Myron understand this. And we were saying, you know what? At some point, we're going to have to do this price, and today's the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And my thing is, guys, more than ever, real talk, more than ever. I know a lot of you guys send me messages, and trust me, I look at them. I really do look at them. And as a matter of fact, I save them too, because I sent some of them to Fresh today.
Yeah.
When you guys send me your DMs and say, yo, you saved my life. Yo, you send me a picture of your credit score. Yo, my girl is making sandwiches now, or whatever it is, right? That really means a lot to us, right? We've helped a lot of you guys from killing yourself.
The sun. Oh, that's rough.
You're not gonna convince me that just grew back. You're not gonna convince me that just grew back. Look how thick and luscious this is now. Look at look at
You know what? It doesn't have to be a hair transplant. I've also read that what they'll do is the sides and the back where your hair is good and thick, they'll just keep that, shave off the middle, bald, and then apply like this really strong adhesive and put like a toupee or something on top. And then just cut it down like regular hair. So it is entirely possible that he just has one of those instead of the surgical thing.
Girl, period. I'm gonna need your doctor because as soon as mine start falling out, I'm gonna get it.
Myron explains the stitches on his head. Oh, okay. He's owning it. Sure. Okay. Allegedly.
All right, let's continue.
From injuring yourself, from making a really bad decision or doing something that you can't necessarily take back. What I'm asking you guys is, just like we've saved you guys, we need you guys to save us. We need you guys to support us on Rumble, because that's the last bastion of free speech at this point.
Yeah.
Rumble.com/FreshandFit, guys. Like, you need to go on there right now, follow the channel, subscribe. It's $5 a month, because if you guys want us to keep making this content, that's what it's going to be. And we've worked really hard to try to keep it free as long as possible, man.
On YouTube,
like, you guys know this. We don't sit here and pitch courses to y'all every month. We're not always, trying to take money from y'all. When you
we don't pitch courses to you every month. We just do it once or twice a year. He wasn't hiding his scalp from the world. He was hiding the world from his scalp. 360 lace on a unit. Period. Myron, please.
They said he didn't want this angle of him to be.
Myron sitting there thinking no one noticed. My thing is, look at this though, for real. How you gonna drag women? Like, it's fine, go bald, get your hair hat, do whatever you want. But you can't do this and then drag women for having wigs or putting on makeup. You literally went to the doctor to get new hair up at the top of your head. You don't have the right to be dragging anyone about their hair. You don't. You don't have a right to talk about eyelash. You don't have a right to talk about makeup. You don't have a right to talk about heels. You definitely don't have the right to talk about anyone's wig. You don't. Because you were so insecure that you went to the doctor and got implants. They're putting on makeup. They're putting on wigs. You went to the doctor, sir. Ain't no way. Looking like an aircraft landing spot. Y'all thought he was crying. He really walked off to adjust his hair hat. Absolutely not.
You guys, super chat is just it's you guys showing support to the show. It engages the show, and we
not the high value men online begging for donations. Can someone drop a cheer in the chat? If you're a member, you have the right. You have access to dropping cheers now. The petty in me had to do it. So if you go into the chat, you can drop emojis. Meet me at the dock with a folding chair. FreshandFit are in their BBL era. Can't tell them nothing, period. Right, let's continue. Thank you guys for all the cheers.
For real, if we've impacted your life and we've saved it, we need you guys to save us now.
I got to call a name too from the very beginning. Black Lemur. He saw the show, appreciated the show. He donated a big amount for cameras. I think most cameras are named after him because he donated a lot of money for support and appreciation. And we don't ask much, guys. We just ask for your support. And right now, it needs to be on Rumble. That's where we're going to be, and they have our back. At this point,
we don't know what can happen with YouTube.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's really out of our hands. And yeah, I mean, we're going to work with them, right? We're going to be diplomatic and do what we got to do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, for y'all to get the content that y'all want
from us,
the way that it needs to be said, we're going to have to do everything on Rumble. We'll still be posting on YouTube, right? To a degree, right? Completely free as usual. But guys, it's expensive to run this. I mean, I really hate to even have this conversation with y'all.
How is it completely free when you have to pay $5? Y'all, please buy my merchandise. They're completely free for $50. I am selling merchandise for free. I'm giving merchandise away for free. Just $50.
I don't feel like they respect their audience. I don't.
Yeah. Wait, why don't they respect their audience? Because they're lying to their face.
They're not even. I mean, it was in the same sentence, wasn't it? Completely free, $5. $5 is all you need, guys. Completely free subscription.
Y'all don't play with me. We gonna have what's that? Because I almost said OnlyFans. What's that thing for YouTube? Every YouTuber has this thing. It's like an archive of like videos where your subscribers can go there. What?
Patreon?
It's not a Discord. It's
Patreon.
Patreon. Thank you. We gonna have a free Patreon for $500. Period.
As long as it's free.
Tori, Tedder, Tot, and Funky all have phantom follicles. Look at God snatching edges and coins up expeditions. Period. Yes, Patreon. We have a free bundle for $50. Hey, V. Hey, everyone give V a warm welcome. I like having you up, by the way.
We have a staff of like 20 people.
Being transparent.
Being 100% transparent with y'all.
We make it look easy, guys, but like we have people that work for us that legit have a need and depend on us.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for this current platform right now, they wouldn't eat. Neither their kids. So it's kind of like, especially Mo. Well, then I could be eating for a while. But the point is that like right now, guys, like we're being genuine here and telling you, look, listen, we need your help. And if ever before you appreciate the content, you gain value from getting credit score up, getting a girlfriend, a wife, or even getting money from Money Mondays, guys, like we need to help today.
Yeah,
on Rumble.
We really do. Because, and I hate to even say this, man, because it's like we prided ourselves on like, yo, we're just gonna show up every week. We're gonna give y'all 6 shows completely free. You don't have to send in a super chat if you don't want to. Just watch the content. Will be cool. But I don't know what it is.
And we've made investments ourselves as well, real estate as well, as other businesses. So we are on some level stable.
Yeah,
but keep this running.
To keep this
high
running
quality.
At this level,
the gas and what we spend to even get people.
Who decided that he should have a podcast? Like I'm like, who decided that this is the person?
Is he the guy who said like 60% of college girls are getting flown out to Dubai?
Yeah. These buskers out here begging and people know. But also with him, why does he keep saying bro so much? Right? He's from the Caribbean, forgot which island. One of the islands. There is 0 island in the Caribbean where we are like bro. Right? So it's a way of adapting sort of colloquialism up over this side of the pond. But it's a very specific bro-y way of speaking, and I don't know why he chose bro as his filler word. You could have gone with a like. I feel like you should have done like. Girl, I don't care what island he's from. I just said it.
Should have took lessons from Hafiz while he had the chance.
Period. He should have taken He should have taken lessons from Ice Spice. Just be like. Da da da. Here, buddy, he get what he want. Like,
People out here, it's a lot, and people that work for us. So
Yeah. So the reason why, guys, we're able to continue updating equipment, right? Like, I know y'all made jokes about the internet, whatever. We get stuff fixed quick like that because we made investments into the equipment. Guys, I have backup microphones. I have backup mixers. I have backup equipment that is really expensive, right? But I had that there for the show. Like, y'all see me, I wear the same clothes. You guys make fun of me. Myron, you wear the same stuff. You got no drip, blah, blah, blah. I do it because I'm like, yo, the only thing that matters is the pod. Like, I don't care about me looking good and being flashy and all that stuff. And Fresh was like, no, I don't care about it either. Like, he gave up all his cars pretty much, watches, all that stuff, because we're like, bro, we need to be all in with the podcast. We need to invest in the podcast. And we invested more in recruiting, getting Chris the resources he needs, because we have like a whole operation where like getting girls on the show. Guys, it's extremely difficult. How many people have you seen try to do what we do? We're bringing girls on and absolutely fail and quit. We've been doing it consistently for 3 years, guys, and that eats up so much money, so much time, so much resources. But we said, you know what? We're going to continue to invest in it because you guys want the content. We're not going to quit. We're going to keep giving you guys what you guys wanted from the beginning.
and especially with our reputation, guys.
this is them admitting that their channel, most of their money go to recruiting women to get on the channel. You are not recruiting people who are quote unquote useless to your channel. You are getting women because you know where the value is. You understand what the audience want. And these women who keep coming on your platform, they don't even recognize that they are the content. No one goes on FreshandFit to listen to FreshandFit talk. No one goes. You are not there controlling an audience on your own using talent. You're not a speaker. You're not an intellect. Neither y'all are lookers. People go there to see women get dragged and to see beautiful women, and then go follow those women on their OnlyFans. Like that's what this is. So it's interesting because it is not really a podcast in the sense that these are two men you go to listen to them talk. You don't. You do not go to hear them talk. Less than 10% of the audience is there to hear them.
Probably less than that. I've seen how their videos do when there's no women on them. I think the only one that did particularly well was the one that Destiny brought his audience over to. So he kind of helped revive them a little bit as far as their ability to maintain an audience without women there to kick out. And there were still women there.
The thing is, I didn't realize that speaking is a talent. I didn't realize that like online charisma is like an actual talent that like a lot of people don't have. Like, I didn't realize that until I realized I didn't have it. But then I watched them and I was like, So these people literally have, if they have talent, it is recognizing a need and filling it, because no one is there to watch them. And by the way, I think it is important to note that not being the most charismatic doesn't actually mean you don't have talent. It just means you need to find charismatic people around you. And they found that they could just put beautiful women around them in the way that clubs make it free for women to go in to attract men to the clubs. It's the same thing that they're doing. They're just putting the women up on the auction block, essentially.
But now they're doing it without money.
Someone said, I don't got it too either, Themis. No, I got it. I was joking. I was being self-deprecating, hoping that Prince Petty would have came in and said, no, Themis, you got it. But he didn't buy it, so I'll do it myself.
Look, nobody came to compliment my hair today. I'm not about to play pretend with y'all.
Maybe they can get Got to Be to sponsor that, period. Right, I try to be modest. Y'all took that as an insult and ran with it. Absolutely. Now I know what y'all think of me. Y'all think I am a no talent having, accent having, low IQ person, and that's what I think y'all think of me right now. And I will never forget this day. I am so lost. Oh, for 20 months. Oh my God. Thank you so much. The funny llama. I appreciate that. I thought they said they had fancy cars and boats. Now we're finding out they are basically living paycheck to the high value dust girl. What's it called? Dust that rises called smug. I forgot who said that. For $5 a month, you can help Fired and Frank. Fired and Fraud's lifestyle. And let's continue.
It is not easy
Yeah.
getting guests for the show or girls, just so you know.
Yeah.
It looks easy because we do it every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but it's not easy for Chris, for us. So understand your support.
That's why Chris is so fat right now and alcoholic. I mean, if I'm going to keep it all the way 1,000 with y'all, like if I'm going to be
It's
all the
stressful.
way, like a big reason why we don't like shit on Chris so much, even though we should, right? For his drinking and shit. Like, bro, he has a stressful ass job.
Yeah.
Like, he really has a stressful ass job. All these other channels are trying to do what Chris is doing,
Yeah.
and they can't do it.
Thanks.
And the only reason we're able to do it is because we invest in it. We believe in Chris. Chris has a whole team underneath him.
Shit. I mean,
Prince Petty, can you imagine being the butt of every single joke on a podcast?
You're talking about Fresh, not Chris, right?
Well, actually, he's not the only one. Yeah, I was talking about Chris, but period. He is the joke too.
we did a show on Wednesday to show appreciation for Chris.
Yeah.
Because all the work he puts in.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm not saying this to be like, oh my God, I feel sorry for us, but it's like for us to run the show at this level, right, where we are competing with some of the top podcasts in the world that are heavily funded, have sponsors, etc. We don't have sponsors like that, guys. Because look at the content that we make. We're bringing on really controversial guests, talking about really controversial topics. Guys, we have debate on a certain topic that I won't even go into that other people would never touch.
Yeah.
Who else is doing that? Giving you guys consistent value, etc. And when I stand on this, when I truly say we have saved more lives and saved more men's, impacted more men's lives than any other podcast on any platform.
The lie detector determined that was a lie. You have saved 0 men's. Actually, no. It is possible that they've saved life. I thought about it in the second that I was about to talk. I can see a man who just went through a breakup, who might have done something horrible to himself, finding their channel and just stewing in the mess and feeling like he's vindicated and he no longer have to do what he was about to do because he have a group of men in his degeneracy. I can see that. I can see that happening. Yes.
I think there's a substantial difference between a community being vulnerable to self-harm versus promoting and threatening violence against others. And I feel like those groups who might be vulnerable to self-harm won't come to his channel and then be less vulnerable. I think they'll probably still be the same amount, but also now more likely to promote or threaten violence against.
I think, well, the research here, not ignore this part, indicate that when you are, it's not introspective, it's not the word, but it's very close to it. But when you blame yourself for everything and you think you are the problem, that can lead to a lot of harm to yourself. What they do is they externalize all of the problem. If you can externalize the problem, unless you then decide, oh, the world is bad, so I can't live in it, then that's different. But I can see very vaguely them saving a life.
Yeah, as I save my own life, now I point my weapon towards the people.
Yeah.
If we look at this from a utilitarian perspective, I feel like
No,
more lives are being.
don't do it.
Okay.
It's the thing like if you are mad at your whole family, start with yourself first.
I think they'll save their life by stepping over some woman's neck, or 2 or 3 or all of them. So
yeah.
And it
I can
shows.
concretely say that thanks to you guys.
And it shows wherever we go. FreshandFit, you guys saved my life. Yo, you changed my entire life. I'm now happy because I was so depressed. It's just like wherever we go, Dubai, Canada, UK, even here in Miami,
Romania.
Wherever we go, man.
People-
I was in Jamaica, bro, for an event. People came up to me.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, man. So like again, this is kind of what it is. Like I said before, we pride ourselves on like not charging out, and we're still not going to tell you guys like, oh yeah, you have to blah blah blah. But if you can, right, subscribe on Rumble, guys. It's $5, man.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Actually, Chris,
Locals is 20.
Is that the $5 subscription you just said was free?
yeah, it was that one.
Girl, we gonna start a Patreon for free. Just pay $50.
I'll show you guys
Yeah, we'll show y'all how to do it. We'll show screen.
But to show even more, we're gonna be moving the studio to a bigger, better location as well with your
Yeah.
support.
I wasn't even going to tell y'all that. I was going to surprise you guys.
Cat's out of the bag. Because this one don't know what he doing. Y'all probably should have came together and talk about it before. Because he just definitely told them that y'all getting kicked out now. Let's hear it. We're going to a bigger, better studio. No, that's not the truth. The truth is not in you because Myron is going to explain that the current landlord don't want y'all there. So it's not, we're just moving because we wanted to create a better experience for y'all. No, you're getting kicked out. It's fine. It's called an eviction. I mean, I guess an eviction is a move, period.
But yeah, guys, we man, we're gonna be all the way transparent.
Yeah. See, okay, someone already joined already. Sam World Z47. So, so you need to open up the FreshandFit Rumble account and then go to subscribe at the very bottom right. So the chat's be open and the live chat as well.
You know what, man? I'm just gonna say it, guys. We're getting attacked on all angles. I've been like, whether it's the press writing articles on us, videos getting taken down that other channels are not getting taken down and it's the same exact content or whatever it may be. Rumble getting hit right for free speech. Video like just get strikes, whatever it may be. Guys, it's got to the point now where even where we shoot the location doesn't want us to stay here.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fucking have to say that shit. I really don't want to have to admit that. I wanted to just move the studio, surprise you guys. Yo, new studio, it's lit, right? But
so you wanted to lie to your audience. You wanted to lie to the fact that they're up here crying that them promoting the KKK and Klein, like the fact that they're up here mad that they can promote white supremacy and that people might have a problem with them supporting white supremacy and talk about it so overtly is such a problem for me. It's such the lack of accountability is weird. Like if someone's channel got taken away, I would be sad about it. But like, sir, your channel is still here. First and foremost. Second, what you do with your channel is the problem. No one cares. It's not about you helping men. It's not about you talking about politics. It's not about you getting a new hero hat. It is your content. It is bad. It is detrimental. It is harmful. No brand wants to be associated with it.
Even the apartment complex don't want to be associated with it.
Someone said in the arms of the angel. Christian, let me not.
Dude, there is a matrix, man. Like, I mean, we talked about this with Andrew at length. Like, people don't want you guys to get this message, dude.
Even Rumble's in her.
Even Rumble, you just keep blurting stuff out. Even Rumble don't want us no more. We're getting evicted. They taking the cars. Damn.
So even Rumble has a problem that we just now finding out. This one over here does not know how to keep his mouth shut. That's the problem. That's the problem. He just keeps saying things and just like unveiling everything. If you actually saw one of the lives where FreshandFit did that, it's so sad that Oyster was the only one who had sense. Oh yeah, no, I saw that. I watched them live. I was going to make a video and then I got so mad and I was like, it's not worth it. I'll just pretend they don't exist from now on. I was just sitting there like, no, these people are like, this is high level insanity at this point.
Her attack too, bro. For everybody.
Yeah. They're trying to shut Rumble down.
I think at some point it was free speech where it was like, okay, you know what? Say what you got to say. We won't crucify you. But nowadays, free speech is kind of like, is it even a thing? I mean, not really.
Okay, first of all, second of all, and third of all, free speech applies to the government. But if we're talking about the spirit of free speech that we are supposed to be able to say what we want, it does not mean there aren't consequences. To sit up here and think this is a free speech fight is one of the most ridiculous positions to take. When you claim to be conservative, you acknowledge that corporations have their First Amendment right also because you agreed that they are legal persons. The corporation that is the business that is YouTube can decide that they don't want you to be a part of their speech, that they don't want you to be associated with them, that what you represent is inconsistent with their brand. That is a fundamental principle I thought y'all believed in when it comes to business. So now you don't get to walk that back and say, oh my God, we don't have free speech now. No, the corporation, YouTube, a business can decide that your message is inconsistent with what they're doing and you are dangerous, and they told you before they removed you that you cannot do this. You signed the document, made a YouTube channel, came on here, and then continued to be degenerate. What did you think was going to happen? I am not saying there aren't times when YouTube is unfair. I am not saying that corporations are always right in their evaluation of what is bad in terms of speech. I am not saying any of that. I am saying in this case, they were right and it was long overdue because all the degeneracy you were spilling, all the white supremacy you were promoting, you should have been gone. It shouldn't have been a demonetization. It should have been a taken off the channel. That's what I think. Out there striking people's channel, literally having these false copyright claims on people's channels to get them taken down because you did not like the speech that people were. You sat there and you tried to chill other people's speech. You tried to get people's channel and videos deleted. You literally engage in the same kinds of behavior that YouTube is engaging in now. The difference is YouTube's claim against you, they are legitimate. Your claims against other content creators that you tried to take down were not legitimate. We heard you talk about how terrible you felt about people talking about you and you didn't like the fact that they were talking about you, so you're going to copyright strike them. That is not the reason to copyright strike someone. That is not an infringement on your copyright. What do you mean? And now you are sitting up here crying, we don't care about them crocodile tears. You can keep them. You don't get to behave this poorly to people. And then when you are getting consequences, you are crying. No, stand up. I would have respected you more if you came out and you say, YouTube demonetized us. We are shutting down our channel. Let's all go to Rumble. I would have respected that because at least that would show that you have principles. You don't get to copyright strike people and then come out here, talk about, oh my God, free speech is not free. Where was your concern about free speech when you were copyright striking people? Where was it? Let me know where that was. Because I don't care. There is no one on this earth that can make me feel bad for them after what they attempted to do. You tried it. Full circles. Watson G said the tables turn. The tables turn. Drop in a spice.
I mean, even without the copyright striking, they of course, if you watch enough of their stuff, you see how many girls that they kick out when they feel like the girls are getting too rowdy or too loud or disagreeing too much or being too quote unquote masculine, and they literally kick them out. What they call that silencing free speech, or what they always call it, which is your actions have consequences.
On my platform.
Yep.
They would say that this is my platform. Who I'm man, hear me roar. Well, the people in YouTube decided their man, hear them roar now. This is their platform. You were at the managerial level. This is the presidential level. They just removed you. What about it? You were not the CEO. We are all kind of on these people's platform. We don't own it. Sadly, you had to learn that you're still subjugated right now in this way. You did not own it. We don't own it.
Well, he can go back and work for the feds. Well, probably not.
Not after that. Not after that.
Walmart is hiring. I read recently that the majority of men are, contrary to popular belief, not construction workers and linemen, but actually sales associates, customer service associates. So you could work at Walmart, Target. There are plenty of options for the average man.
Myron needs to remove that tinfoil clan hat before his new bundles get split ends. Period. He got the money. He can buy a new bundle.
And and I've already put a considerable amount of my money into the new studio for you guys. I already put it in. I'm like all in. You know what I mean? And it's okay. I'm never gonna say, well, I'm doing this, blah blah blah, and I hate doing this. I love doing this. I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't say I didn't love doing this. I left a job that I truly loved to do this, right? Because I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great. But saving you guys is better.
I did not know he wore shorts that short underneath the table. I feel like he should have stayed sitting down.
Okay, he should have climbed under that table and never come up. Watch this again.
I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
Yeah, man, this is tough, bro. Because you put our lives into this, you know. We didn't miss a day, honestly. It's tough. We gave up so much to give you guys value. So, yep. It's current status. But yeah, Chris, how you feeling, bro?
I mean, it's
So I don't know whose decision it was for him to walk off and leave FreshandFit with the other one. But y'all know that man can't carry nothing. That man can't carry water if you gave it to him. Obviously, he can't carry the show. So I don't know why they left him there. But period, this was an emotional moment. All right, first of all, I promise you the first time I heard this, I paused it when he said, saving you guys were more important than saving children. The reason I paused it was because I was shocked. I was disgusted and I was annoyed. And then I said, nope, he's going to say, his very next word is, saving y'all were more important than saving children because y'all will be able to go and save more children. I thought that's what he was going to say. But apparently, no, he just wanted to save these dusty men from whatever they're going through. And that was more important than children. Insulting women for the benefit of men was more important than saving children in his dusty mind.
I don't think he was saving children. I feel like he probably talks up his past career a lot.
Agreed.
Um,
Saving children, saving saving grown men from themselves, from the mess that they created in their own lives, were more important than saving children who have nothing to do with their circumstances. Got it? Because that makes sense. That makes sense. Sorry.
Somebody should have saved his knees. He had no lotion on them. I could tell they were cracked. And I think actually, and he chose to wear shorts. That's very bold. That's very bold.
They have nothing if not audacity. I'm out here crying.
B. Sinclair, Fresh said face palm. Fresh didn't say anything. Myron left and he was like, oh, Chris. April B, I'm gonna need them to clock out, honey. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get you to log out. That's what that is. Theatrics to Moth. Thank you. So now we've seen his knees and his head.
Maybe the Black Manosphere is gonna start unionizing like Future's baby mamas. Chile can represent them. They need to do something because it's a mess. I feel like I should end it here. He comes back. Let's hear what he. Oh, we are 30 minutes over. I'm so sorry. Let's end it. Sorry.
It's tough, guys. Because at the end of the day, you guys have been with us from the beginning and stuff.
Okay, I see why he doesn't talk. Got it. Let me speed this up. See why he doesn't talk much.
start. The merch gang, the chat, the mods. You guys know the work we put in, the effort, the hours. You guys see me, me, Myron, Fresh Mo, putting in work. Shout out to the mods, shout out to the chat. Shout out to people that actually tune in every day. I see you guys, and it's just one of those things, man. We put in, the energy, time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears. You guys saw our journey from the start to finish. When we first broke 100 live viewers on stream, I still remember the day, and I was like, "Yo, we got 100 live viewers. This is lit." I still have the post, and I still remember the day, the feeling, and it's just tough. That's why I continue to work my ass off on getting high quality girls on the show. Even though some days I don't feel like dealing with these 304s, I still do it. I get upset when we don't have shows. We have to.
You get high quality girls on the show, but you're calling them three. Okay, whatever. Do you, Chris? You're not the speaker, so I don't expect much. Myron can go work at Michael since he likes to create. The other one can stunt double for a pug. PWE 2023 Goldman Sachs strike again.
Cancel shows because I know you guys look forward to, hey, Chris, I'm driving home from work. It's I can't wait to see after hours. As soon as I cancel after hours, you guys are like, yo, what's going on? So I get that, what the show means to a lot of you guys. And yeah, I mean,
and not only that, but like, imagine giving up your entire life to support people that you care about, even at the detriment of you losing your job, you having social life, you actually being present at vacations or outside environments. You say, you know what? Nah, screw all that. We care about you guys over our feelings, how we feel at the moment, and we want to show for you guys. Look at Myron, bro.
I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Y'all didn't just quit a job or whatever. Y'all are making a ton of money on here. It's not like y'all doing this out of the goodness of your heart. You're making money. It is what it is. Stop trying to guilt trip people. Let these people know you want to continue to make money from them, so they should come pay $5 to watch your videos, you degrading women. That's what it is. Ain't nobody about to feel sorry for you. I promise you, this is completely true. I try my best to be a person of principle. If I don't want it done to me, I try not to do it to people. The moment you start going around copyright striking people's channel, I don't have sympathy for you when you're being removed. You cannot use free speech as an argument because of what you've done to other people. The only way I'm going to copyright you, I'm going to have a copyright strike against another channel, is if you take my content verbatim and place it on your channel without any commentary. Or if it seems like you are just doing the TikTok thing where you're just making faces to a video. That's not content to me. I don't care what TikTok says. You don't get to just sit there and let someone else do the work for you. You need to do some heavy lifting. You need to speak. You need to use your brain. But you don't get to copyright strike people and then come out here talk about, oh my God, they're stopping my free speech. We don't care. Myron, I read that. Any final thoughts?
I'm not going to comment on your TikTok comment because my TikTok is what it is. I'm going to stand firmly behind sitting over a video and saying nothing but making facial expressions.
Period.
Yep, that's all I have. I don't have to dig Fresh and Fit a grave. They already did it to themselves. So,
yeah. And with that, we go into the after show. Please cover your ears. It's a mess, but let's get into it. I'm giving you 2 seconds to cover your ear or turn down the volume or something. All right, I'm going to do it now. So, first of all, I will not be here. I shouldn't have announced this. I'll try to be here next week, but I'm going to be on vacation for the next 3 weeks. So, Petty and I don't know if Kay's back yet. I need to go check. But Petty and Kay will be holding it down. It might just be Petty. Yeah, it might just be Petty. I was done with 3 videos. The video I did on beauty is there's a part 1, part 2, and a part 3 to it. I finished both part 2 and 3, and then I have a separate video. So for each Friday, there should be a video. I'm going to have to re-record 2 of those videos because I didn't like them. So Ooh, yikes. Catch me on Instagram. Do not message me, just catch me there. Because that's where I will be. I'll try to be in these YouTube streets, but you will have videos for 3 weeks. I will make it, and I'll make it. If I have to stay up tonight to re-record one of the videos, I will. But I will make sure there is a video. Maybe not 3, but for at least 2 weeks, there will be a video on Friday. So that's that on that. Whew. Petty, anything final?
It won't just be me. I'm gonna have a surprise guest, of course. Barry, any last words?
I love you.
Oh, period.
It's a little Aladdin. He has a lamp.
You I feel bad. It's 3 weeks, but it won't feel like 3 weeks because I'll have a video for at least 2 of them. I have 2 videos that I am getting to. And I'm trying to make a third one because one of them is just not good. Seamus, how was the concert? On Friday, I will go over the concert. I decided not to comment on it at all today because too much excitement. If I start talking about Beyonce, we are not gonna leave here. So that's that on that. I will. Actually, I privated my Instagram. I'm not gonna unprivate it because they're stalkers in these streets, and I don't like that. So never mind. I also Discord. I may or may not call tonight. I would call, but I can't because I have to redo videos, and I want to go back to work now. Are you good, Petty?
Make sure to leave a like on the video if you haven't already.
True.
I haven't caught the Beyonce concert. I am trying to catch Lizzo before any cancellations happen. I'm trying to get at least one. So.
All right. Well, we don't want to hear nothing about no Lizzo concert.
I mean, she's moving around. I just personally haven't seen Beyonce move in the way that I've seen Lizzo. No.
That's fair, because you obviously couldn't afford the ticket to go see Beyonce, so how could you see her move?
We can see it on stage, on YouTube.
Nope.
So you're saying she gives something different in person, and we can't see it physically on the YouTube video.
Yep.
We have to be there.
Yep.
Okay. All right, people. What did you talk about earlier? Just because someone's a victim in their head doesn't mean they are outside of their head. Sometimes things happen in your head. Sometimes they happen in the real world. I feel like we know what's going on right now.
You would know because I was physically there and you weren't.
I saw some stuff online. I saw what I needed to see to decide whether or not to purchase a ticket.
In the words of the manosphere, context matters. You missed all the context.
Was she? I understand Rihanna when she did her thing was pregnant. Is there something that we don't know about? Maybe there is some context we're missing. But what that
the whole
like,
show.
What context sounds like? Now that I think about the Rihanna conversation, it sounds like we're grading on a curve.
Yeah, you're grading Lizzo on a curve and Rihanna on a curve. Beyonce is the music industry, and the rest of these people could never, can never, will never, have never. And it's just that on that.
I mean, I have the video up right now. I'm just looking for something, anything that just, I feel like I've slandered Beyonce enough. I think
it's fine. I think part of the problem is I think that we have to give grace to a lot of people because not everyone has taste, right? And so you can't be mad at those who lack taste and who lack vision and who lack the capacity to appreciate talent. And so I give grace to you for those things. It is fine.
Not everybody understands good music. Some people understand popular and they like,
that's why you like Lizzo.
It is what it is.
That's why you like Lizzo. That's correct.
Popular, Lizzo or Beyonce?
Pop music.
If we had to choose one for talent and one for popularity, I feel like I would choose Beyonce for popularity.
Both of them for Beyonce. Popular and music. What do you mean?
Oh, well, if we get to multiple choice, then I will do both for Lizzo too.
No, you wouldn't.
Some people.
Not even the devil believed that lie, girl. You didn't even take that from the pits of hell because such a lie don't even reside there.
Okay. Well, if we're talking about the pits of hell, I've heard that Beyonce in the Illuminati something. What's
She
all
owns the Illuminati, and the rest of these girls have to fall in line. And by girls, I do include the men's.
Well, we can at least agree that Tory Lanez's dad is wrong. I don't think he knows what he says he knows, so we can agree there. Yeah, Aisha points out that Bey doesn't play an instrument. Did you know that?
Your vocal cord is an instrument. When you can sing like the Beyonce can, that is an instrument.
So we don't think Lizzo is a singer.
I don't want to critique Lizzo because my critique of Lizzo is not that great. I am not a fan of her music, but I don't think she makes music for me. So I think it's wrong to say it's bad. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's not for me. She speaks to a very specific crowd. And I think she gives people who might be a bit insecure courage. And I love that for her.
What about Sukiana, the real queen of rap?
You want to know something funny? I've never heard of Sukiana. Maybe I have, but I don't know a Sukiana song.
That's why you think Beyonce is the best. You haven't heard a Sukiana song, and I'm going to
probably
I'll send you one or two. Yeah. If your mind doesn't explode from the first, I'll send you the second.
Beyonce plays the piano. Nice try. Period.
Cupcake, last one. How do you feel about Cupcake?
I don't know who that is.
Come here.
Man.
She says.
Oh! I do know one song from Sukiana. I do know this. I don't know the name of the song. I don't know the lyrics of the song, but I do know one line in this song.
Let's see. I would listen to Superbad Bedroom. That's my. I'll give you that recommendation. I think I can give that much.
Wait, what shade? Can you believe the shade? Themis is terrible. Wait, the shade about Lizzo? I thought Lizzo was like Lizzo gives empowerment song. Is that not a thing? Don't you feel better after listening to Lizzo, Petty?
Better compared to like
how you felt before. Like, doesn't she give you self-esteem?
Yeah, I mean, I take Beyonce's song off the screen, put Lizzo up, and like jam and vibe and just feel.
And it builds your self-esteem.
Sure. Where's
Lizzo allows you to look up and be strong. Beyonce says, bow down. I'm that girl. And you have to have a certain level of confidence to be around that kind of energy and not feel small. So I understand why people like Lizzo and not Beyonce. It takes a certain kind of. It takes a certain kind of.
As we know, when it comes to.
It takes a certain kind of confidence and security to see a flourishing, beautiful, amazing, great singer up there doing their thing and telling you that they're beautiful, and you feel it. Lizzo is telling you that you are beautiful. Beyonce is saying, I'm that girl.
Wait, you don't think Lizzo thinks she's beautiful? You don't think Lizzo thinks she's that
I
girl?
don't care what Lizzo thinks. Lizzo is telling y'all that y'all are beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Beyonce is saying, I am beautiful.
Her audience. Beyonce is giving y'all the Doja Cat treatment, and y'all are sitting there like, I don't care.
No, Beyonce doesn't say she don't like you. Beyonce says, I am a beautiful woman. And a lot of people who are insecure do not like that about her, that she knows she's that girl. And y'all can stay mad.
I think
Lizzo, on the other hand, tells y'all are beautiful. And you love that. And I love that for you. People need a boost of self-esteem if they don't have an internal locus of control. And I'm here for that. Period. Good on y'all.
Mean girls who have an ego think that having an ego is means that other people who look at them are insecure, as opposed to you have an ego and that's why people don't like you. And that someone doesn't have an ego.
You can say whatever you want to say. It is what it is. You already admitted. You admitted that listening to Lizzo gives you confidence. And if you need Lizzo to give you confidence, that's period. Good on you. Get it how you live. I don't need that, and
Oh,
Beyonce
you
fans,
don't need to listen to Lizzo.
Beyonce
You don't
fans
need to
do
listen
not
to Lizzo.
need to
You do
be
not need to
told they're
listen to Lizzo to
beautiful
get
because we
confidence.
already
You understand
know.
what I said
But
after
when
you're
a
done
woman
talking.
is
You're going to
celebrating
say
who
what I
she
said again
is
after you're
and
finished.
how beautiful she
I'm
is,
going to say what I
we
said
don't
again after
need to
you're
go
finished.
in there to tell her she's not beautiful because
Mm-hmm.
we don't feel insecure and we can live
I'm
our
going to
best
say what I
life
said again after
while
you
other
finish.
people are living their best life. It is what it is. A
Mm-hmm.
hater is a hater is a
Mm-hmm.
hater. And that's some period.
Mm-hmm. So as you defend Doja Cat Light, what I feel like,
Buddy, watch her homecoming tonight. It speaks for itself. Period.
I mean, I'll try to stay awake. Because I was in the Discord with some people trying to watch stuff, and we all fell asleep. And I don't think it was because it was after 8:30. I feel like it might have been the content. So I'll try to endure, as MLD says. I will try to endure. Yeah, I'll try and do that.
The Themis is undermining the Black Power couple that is Suki and Dr.
Thank you. Like when we look at Beyonce and Jay-Z versus Sukiana and Dr. Umar, who do we prefer?
I will give that to you. I prefer Sukiana and Dr. Umar. I will give that to you.
Cool.
You can have it. You can have Jay-Z too.
Well, Jay-Z looks at Beyonce, who is confident and who knows her worth, and he says, I'm not losing my confidence just because of where you stand. I'm going to stand beside you regardless of where I am. So
she says, I'm beautiful enough for the both of us. It is what it is.
That's her decision.
It's not your face. It must be the cash because it's not your face. Themis, don't argue with Petty. He don't know any better. Queen Bee is that girl. Yeah, I mean,
this is what the Beyonce effect does to people. The Bayhive, or whatever they
ain't
call
nobody
it.
trying to hear none of that.
So y'all would pay good money
Ain't
for
nobody
somebody
trying
to
to hear.
Doja Cat.
Move out the way.
For
I'm with my
somebody
girl
to
and it all
treat
needs
y'all in the way
space.
that Doja Cat is out here treating their audience. That's what I feel. Y'all are paying money to somebody doing that and defending it. So,
Girl, ain't nobody listen to a word you said. All I
Okay. Well, I have Sukiana to listen to. It's about that time, Skin 30. So, I really have to be going now.
Period. Go eat. Anyway, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate this. And Prince Petty, we will forgive you for not knowing good music. Goodbye.
Cool. We can my first one alone, we can talk about good music.
Period.